Oh, so suddenly you're poison the air I breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones, I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking, so get yourself to safety. Cause baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the warning, pray. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Feel how the rain is pouring. I'm a jet like a hurricane. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Oh, so suddenly you're poison the air I breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones, I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking, so get yourself to safety. Cause baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the warning, pray. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Feel how the rain is pouring. I'm at you like a hurricane. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Feel how the rain is pouring. I'm at you like a hurricane. Don't stay, away, 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 away.
Uh, well, so early in the goddamn morning. Anyway, dang, I'm still kind of sick. What's up, guys? How you doing? To be honest, I'm gonna be like 100%. I want to just react to the video. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know what's in the video, what isn't in the video. So that's probably one thing, I guess. But other than that, content, which means I'm chilling right now. As long as I got content, I'm good. So Asmongold got canceled for, I'm pretty sure, something dealing with AI. I watched like what, about like 6 minutes of the video, and I was like, I can just watch this 2 hour video by myself and just like sit here and watch it, be like, okay, whatever. Or I go watch it on stream. So I decided to watch it on stream because, I mean, why not, right? I mean, it's might as well just watch it on stream and make a video out of it. I don't think anybody gonna watch it in the first place, but one video is one good thing. So basically, he got canceled on stream. I mean, he got canceled for saying, well, I think it was on stream. I can't remember exactly what he got canceled for. Something about AI. That's all I know. Something about AI and that being art or something. I can't exactly remember. But we're gonna watch the video anyway. Let's start it. Let's get into it.
Bro, like, fuck, I was up late last night, and I was reading some of the posts about myself, obviously.
Plus, like I said, this is. I mean, I'm gonna give my opinion on it as the video go on because, yeah, just keep in mind that I don't know nothing about AI, bro. I mean, I know it's taking over at this point, I guess, but whatever.
And some people are
Is this-
fucking pissed.
Oh.
Ooh. Like, I feel like I made people more mad today than I have in probably like a month.
Let's see. It'll be better.
Which is that's a lot. probably even 6 months, maybe.
What
Nah,
browser do
nah.
you use? Brave?
3 months, maybe 3 months. I told
Nah, I don't
Ticey,
think.
I told her today, I was like, if I have one more situation, I'm gonna begin a villain arc. I am one controversy away from a villain arc. The artist comment? Yeah, like I didn't even think that was a big
A
deal.
villain
right?
arc?
I mean, I
What?
didn't. I thought everybody knew that. I did. I thought everybody knew that what I was saying was true. Apparently not. Right? Like, cause so anyway, so there's a tweet of a tweet of tweet. Yeah, I gotta go back, right?
Should I make myself a
And
little bit
so this
smaller?
dude
Probably should
goes
make myself
and
a little bit
posts
smaller.
a tweet about me. He says actual brain dead. And so let me go back, look at this.
Is that Michael Jackson up there?
So
Oh,
unbox people. So this dude is not happy. Let me see if I can find where he went and they said this. And so for some
I ain't gonna lie. I saw Tekken 8 up there. I forgot that game was coming out.
record, Power
whatever.
Pokemon discussion. If I know something is wrong, play whatever you want to play, but don't disrespect the artist. Say stupid shit like they did. So anyway, this dude is obviously he tweeted that he called me the N-word and he said I was stupid, but I guess he must have deleted that one. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, so
Wait, what?
this
I
is
don't know if that's true or not,
big,
so I can't say anything about that.
today. Right, big situation with a lot of people mad. Like we're talking.
I'm good, Star. How about you? How are you?
7 million views on this fucking tweet. Like we're talking about 5 million views on this one. Like almost 20 million people in the last 24 hours, less than that, have seen this fucking post.
How you doing? By the way, Star. I hope you have a good day. By the way, I'm probably not if I don't know. I don't know how this video gonna go.
Blown up. A lot of people are watching it. And there's a lot of people that have messaged me that are like, oh, I'm so sorry. So many people are angry at you. What the fuck?
What is that gif? You telling me SpongeBob is okay? Whatever, bro.
What?
I'm good. That's good. That's good.
Guys, of course, nobody likes for people to tell them that they're wrong. But this doesn't fucking matter. It's a fucking tweet. Who cares? Chill out. Everything's fucking fine. Yeah, I got food. I went to Shake Shack. It was really nice. Spent some time with my dad. Like, this is not like it.
But this Shake Shack, is that a restaurant? I don't know what that is.
I don't need to be protected.
I don't think I have that where we here. Where I live at.
Okay, I'm good. So we're gonna watch this first. And also, like, I would.
Let me know if y'all want to see his chat reactions
like,
as well. By the way, I don't know if
y'all
want to or not.
Platform. Now this dipshit did cut it a little bit out of context, but that's what people do. That's what happens. Fuck.
So what was the thing that got him
canceled? And so, anyway,
who is that guy?
Talk about it.
Asmongold.
I didn't want people to hear it.
Big streamer? I'm pretty sure he just streams.
We're gonna watch the clip.
I ain't gonna lie. I watched his YouTube content.
We're gonna watch the clip. Cut things out of context.
I know he was big. He was big in I know he was big on WoW, and yes, he's big. He's still big now. He owned was it OTK? If you ever heard of that, or any YouTuber involved in that.
The context is a little.
Pretty sure it was OTK.
It makes it sound more aggro than it was. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's a bit different.
I never heard of him.
Yeah. This is a 2016 webcam quality. All right, here we go.
I can't remember. I heard of him back in the day,
All right,
but
so
I recently heard of him.
you expect me to draw a moral line. I have to perceive a difference that I consider substantial.
And that was from watching a different.
And
YouTube.
I do not consider the difference substantial. I was talking about the difference between procedural generation and AI. Generation, like generative AI. I feel like they both functionally do the same thing, and I don't see there being a large moral difference between the two things. That's what I was talking about, and I also talked about it in the context of people copying. So, like, for example, like you saw like the parallels between like the Pokemon and the Dragon Quest, and Pokemon and Digimon. Like, I don't view there to be like a large moral difference between an artist using other art as inspiration or to basically create something that's another version of what the original artist made. I don't view that as a tremendously morally different thing versus generative AI creating an aggregate of art by using a million pictures. I don't feel like these are that different.
Oh, so
And
that's
I
why
haven't
he got
read
canceled?
an argument that makes me believe that I'm wrong. I'm open to reading one, but I haven't found it yet.
So if I'm understanding right, he basically just saying that he don't see the difference between people taking inspiration from art and AI taking inspiration from art. And just like, I mean, as long as it ain't copying it one to one scale, that it, because then at that point it would have been illegal, it'd be copyright. But let's see what else goes on after this. I
Original
mean,
art versus inspirational art. I don't care about that because I don't believe
I have a question.
original
And
art
Leeway
generally
coming out,
exists.
which free
I
4-star
think that
characters?
almost all art is built off of other art.
Oh no, because I got every 4-star C6. So I would just be picking up gems at that point. I'm not gems, but whatever that Intertwined Fate, I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. Whatever they give you for free, because all of them already maxed out.
And that doesn't take away from it.
Sadly,
It builds on it.
sadly,
It makes it more special. It makes it better.
so sadly.
Maybe not better, but sometimes it adds texture to it. All art is derivative, yes, and I don't think that's not a bad
Oh,
thing.
gaming is involved
Anyway,
in it. Oh yeah, then
So
I'm
that's
getting a
what I
game.
was talking about in the clip. We'll keep going.
Is it thing like gaming or something like that?
Do
But
you guys?
it's gaming
No.
at this point.
Right. No. And that's really what matters. I don't think a lot of people do. And the truth is that I don't think that society at large sees a large difference. The reason why I don't think that people see a large difference is that I've never seen a large-scale consumer shift to where consumers are purchasing something that is more inconvenient or more expensive because of the way that it's produced. Now, some people do this. I'm not arguing that nobody does this. But the biggest companies in the world are oftentimes the most immoral ones. And I think that there's a reason for that.
That is true.
It's because people don't really care where their products come from. Like, nobody really cares about Amazon workers pissing in bottles. You care about it.
Wait, was that a true proven thing that Amazon workers have to pee in bottles? Is that actually thing? Like, I know I heard about it, but I didn't know if it was like proven as fact that. If so, no wonder why they got 1-day delivery. That makes sense now. Y'all just be running on the
But
clock.
would you want to pay twice as much for Amazon Prime to fix it? No, probably not.
I don't even have
And
Amazon
the same
Prime.
thing's
I don't even
true
use
with
Amazon
phone
Prime.
batteries. The same thing is true with electronic car batteries. The same thing is true with clothes. And everybody just forgoes morality to participate in these things. And I do not believe this is a you criticize society, but yet you exist in society. How interesting, right? That meme. I don't think that it's like that.
I was so behind
And
on so many memes.
also,
Bro,
I think
swear.
that that's very valid. That's an extremely valid thing to say. If you want to hold other people to a standard,
Oh, okay, somebody said they
you
were.
should expect other people to hold you to that standard that you are trying to hold them to. Why does
never leave
everybody
Amazon.
else have to
It's no
carry
way.
your flag? And so that's my point. And so I don't think that consumers really care about this in a general sense. Are there consumers that care about this? Of course. Is there a market for them? Of course. Is it infinitesimally smaller than the market for consumers that just want to consume the cheapest, best thing? Of course. It was made with AI. I'm completely okay with that because it was fun.
The evidence
It
is
doesn't
that
matter. Nobody really
the
cares about
lead
this.
developer has been very positive about AI in the past and made an AI game
We're gonna play
called
this, by the way.
AI Art Imposter that lets
Yeah.
an AI artist draw a picture.
Yeah.
And so that was like one of the
Yeah,
games.
we're gonna be playing
and-
this week.
Yeah, that game sound like that game basically sound like Among Us with AI. That's great. That's great.
Yes, just generally has been much more positive about some of the
excuse me.
benefits of AI.
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah,
hurt.
basically, people accuse the CEO of the company that made Pow World of using AI to make Pow World because he liked AI. So they basically just made up an accusation and are just running with it. And I heard recently that the person who originally made the accusation has apologized.
Oh snap!
than what is the normal sentiment amongst artists and
I mean, I'll be honest. If Power did use like AI in their game to make their game, we still got a decent game out of it. So I mean, I got my $30 worth. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, I don't know how long I spent in the game. I'll have to open up Steam, but it's fun. It's fun. Funny Pokemon.
you know, I guess general Twitter population, which
be
is
honest,
that,
I
you know,
don't-
AI
I only
is
play
bad,
that one
and it
Pokemon
takes
game.
jobs from people.
Well, AI and the sentiment from artists.
Ow, my nose.
This is the part that's going to make people mad. Opinions don't matter. It just doesn't matter, because what matters is the opinion of the people that are buying the product.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't, like, your opinion on it, like, just because you do it doesn't, like, nobody cares. Like, it's not relevant. It's like whenever one of these, like, you know, really well-respected and really respectable directors talks about how bad Marvel is. Shut up, old man.
Let me do that.
Shut up. I like watching the Thor movie. It was cool. So people really didn't
I
like
like
that
watching
clip.
the Thor movie. It was cool.
And
There you
I
go.
want to say really quickly that I stand behind what I said 100%.
Easy.
And I'm right. And the emotional outbursts of man-children on Twitter over the next day or two will subside, logic will prevail, reason will wiggle its way in, and people will see the truth of what I said. And the best thing about it is that I can prove it. And that's the good thing about the truth, is that I don't have to bully people off. Like, I can read arguments from people that disagree with me, and I can prove them wrong. These people can't prove me wrong. They can post a picture of my room and say my room is dirty and so I'm wrong. Sure, you can do that, but I'm
Wait, is this room really dirty? No way.
still right.
Oh, I guess you can see the
You
stuff in the
can
back.
say
I
I'm
guess.
a loser. You can say I'm ugly. You can say I fell off. You can say anything that you want. But that doesn't change the truth. And that's the best thing about it, is that it doesn't matter how mad you get. It still doesn't matter. It still doesn't change anything. And so I want to talk a little bit about what I said again, and I'm going to go through it.
Can I find your Twitch? What's
Is
your
that
Twitch channel
T1
name?
Michaela? I guess it is.
Oh yeah,
Let me
this is
go
a
back
different
up. I'm
phone.
going to read this real quick. The people that are buying product.
That's
Like,
right.
it doesn't, like, your opinion on it, like, just
That's why I
because
switched
you
out
do it
today.
doesn't, like, nobody cares. That's right. And I want to extrapolate this.
I probably should add that in the tweet.
So
Said I forgot about
almost
to do that.
all art has relatively no intrinsic value. Like, if you're at a if you are stranded on an island, would you rather have a cooler full of food, or would you rather have the Mona Lisa? And I think that that's what makes art special.
In that aspect, like that
is
is
the
kind
fact that it has value, but the value is not intrinsic. Like, a hammer has value. You can use a hammer to accomplish a goal. A nail has value. You can use
Smack
a nail
something
to
and it
hold
goes
something
boom.
in place. And so, in general, and this isn't
You're welcome,
true all
Star.
the time. Okay, but I'm making a general statement that's not always true. Okay, so just please,
Star's really
please,
more in the
please
morning.
hold your exceptions. Please. I know you have an exception that you want to put out there and try to pretend
Somebody in
like you're
his
smart.
chat said
I
AI
know,
made the new.
I know you have an exception. I do too. But I'm talking about in a general sense. Art does not have a functional value. A Picasso painting is not going to do anything. But it will have value to some people. And that value is subjective. And the fact that the value is subjective
But not many
proves
people
my
make
point.
The value there.
And I can give you another example of people that are making art that nobody cares about. Now, you can scroll down on this tweet, and most of the people that are being very angry are people that are making art that nobody cares about. Or you can go over to Twitch, and you can go down to, let's go down to...
I know where he's going with that, and that is true. Like, I'm pretty sure this video ain't gonna get as many views. Like, they had Bowie and Overwatch, whatever. Other than that, like, it's a lot of people that do content on the internet nobody cares about. That equals no value, and then no value equal, I guess. I see. If you're on the internet, you probably want sponsorship or something, right?
I don't know, World
Jimmy's
of
here.
Warcraft, and let's scroll all the way down. And you're gonna find people that have 1, 2, 0 viewers.
Some people
and they're
playing
streaming the same
Overwatch
as
in the World of
everybody
Warcraft.
else
Shit.
is.
What
But
the
nobody
heck?
cares about them, and it doesn't really matter that they're streaming. There's no value to this stream. They're not gonna make any money. Now maybe they will in the future, but whenever they do,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't make no money
the
on
reason for
YouTube.
that will be because people see value in them. That's because the artist is empowered by the people that consume their content. And it doesn't matter if it's a picture, it doesn't matter if it's a video, a stream, or anything. These things have value because other people say they do. Art is fundamentally subjective. That's, I think, that if you think it's art, it's art. That's where it comes from. The reason why that's true is the same essence of the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. So whenever I say an artist's opinion doesn't matter on their art, it's because whenever an artist says this is worth $50 to me and somebody else says no, it's not, the artist can still try to charge $50 for it, but nobody has to buy it because that value is decided by the customer.
That kind of does make sense. Because the customer gives it value. I see.
That's the way it works, is whenever you go to market with a product, you have to meet the customer's demand. And it doesn't matter
Supply and
about
demand.
what you think the world should
Oh, yeah, it
be.
is OCK
It
network.
doesn't
Okay.
matter about how you view ethics in art. It doesn't matter about how
Yo,
you think
what's the
trade
request?
should be. It doesn't matter about whether you're a capitalist or not. None of these things matter. The only thing fundamentally that matters is if what you are doing is perceived to have value in the eyes of the public. And not the
Let's
public,
see what
excuse me. In
is
the
it?
eyes of the
Oliver
person you're selling it
enters
to.
Wow Factor.
And the truth of that
I was thinking about getting
is
Wow, but
proven every single day.
like
It's
World of
proven every
Warcraft.
single
I
day
don't know
whenever
which one to
somebody
get.
buys
Should I
a
get
video-
classic,
makes a
not
video
classic?
game and nobody buys it. It's proven whenever Riot shuts down Riot Forge because nobody bought the games. Do you want to know why a lot of those people got fired? It's because of you, it's because of you, and it's because of me. And the reason why is because we didn't buy and support those games because we didn't care about them. And because we didn't care about them, they didn't make any money and they got fucking fired. And that's the
Strong
way the
duo.
world works.
Yo.
Now, I understand that there's a lot of people that are
Let's
angry
see. Where is
because I'm saying this. Don't shoot the messenger. Or do. That's fine. But the reality is that I'm still not wrong. And this reality will be proven every single second of every day until the end of
strongest
time.
duo ever? There it goes.
And so I don't want to sit down and this is why it doesn't bother me that a lot of people are unhappy about this, because I know the truth of what I'm saying and everybody else will sooner or later, whether they want to or not. And I'd like to go and show some of the other the posts that people have made, respond to some of the criticism, and look at what people are saying.
We're only 16 minutes in, boys. Oh,
Not
my.
wrong is not always 100% correct. The angle you attack it from might change the truth. I have to say, too, that I thought a lot today about is the position and the approach that I take to communicating so aggro that it ends up actually like hurting my goals. Like, am I being too much of an asshole? Is it basically, am I like, because a lot of people say you're right, but I hate you, right? Basically,
You're
And so
right,
it's
but
like,
I
is
hate
this-
you.
Is this an effective tool for me?
I heard that so many times.
Like, am I communicating in the most effective way? And I don't know the answer to that yet. I'm not sure, but I think about that.
That is a thing that most people do have a problem with. Like, they communicate something right, but the way they say it makes it like in a way they say it makes it like seem like it makes the other person be like, you know, I don't like you because of the way you said it, but you do got a point there. I had to learn at a young age, like stop talking like that. To be honest, 'cause I used to have the same problem. I still do to a point, but it's not like as bad.
I don't
as
think
it
that
was
I'm
before.
wrong in what I said, but maybe if
I used to just
if
be
said
straight
it in a different
blunt,
way,
like blunt.
more people would have it would have resonated with more people.
Made a lot of people bad.
But in another way, I'm saying it, and now a lot of people are mad, and more people are addressing it. So I don't think that it's really like a I'm right and they're wrong or whatever. But I think about this because what do I fundamentally do? I fundamentally, like, what I do is I communicate to people, and so I think about is my mode of communication actually becoming counterproductive? I don't think so, but I do think about this.
I feel like if you
In
would have
fact,
said
in
it
my
a different way,
opinion, I think that
most
it depends
people
on what
wouldn't
the
have been
goals
as
are.
bad as they were.
So yeah, tone does matter. It does matter. And so I think to myself, am I harming my goals by not approaching it in a way that's effective? Because, like, again, I don't really care about the way that I say it. I care about communicating the idea. And so if I'm communicating an idea that's very aggro and it's causing people to not agree with me or not like me because of that, am I in the wrong? Maybe not factually, but it's not about the facts at that point. And so I think about the effect of what I'm saying. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about. I'll be thinking about that a lot. So anyway.
Yeah, I know a couple of people that do have that problem. Like I said, I used to have that problem. It is like, say whatever way you say it, yeah, but it's like most people gonna see it as like a certain way unless you say it in a certain way, and then you're gonna have to start skirting around your words at that point. But
I do want to throw those people a little bit of a bone because, of course, I think about stuff like that. Anyway, probably depends on what your goals are. Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, there were a lot of people that obviously retweeted this. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through. I liked a lot of the posts, and I'm going to just look at all of them here. And so I guess we'll start at the bottom. Okay. I think that should be everything.
You're going to stop that one right there.
Okay, good. Hey, you, JK, I love you. Yeah, no, it's
Probably.
okay.
That's what I said.
As an artist, most artists practice AI. They don't directly rip, and neither did Power.
I want to watch
well,
your stream and Twitch
for
with my
Nintendo
internet
to
is
decide,
suck right
and
now.
They can
I'm
figure
going
that out in
to
court. I
stick
personally
with
think
YouTube for a
that
while.
World probably
That's
did rip
it's
off
alright.
things
It's
from
alright.
Nintendo
No, my
directly. I
Twitch
do
just
think
started
so,
to act
and
though.
I'm gonna keep playing the game. That doesn't affect my opinion of the game.
That's why
But
it
I
wasn't
do
your
think
it wasn't
that
your
they-
internet.
I
It was
think that they
definitely
did.
mine.
From what I've seen, like, I don't know. It's too close, man. Like, especially like the models. Like, it's too close. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But, like, I'm not the lawyer. I don't need to be, like, 100%, fucking...
It copied Pokemon, or like they saying it copied Pokemon. I mean, okay, let's be real. It definitely was inspired by Pokemon. Let's get that off the bat. But it's a fun game. So, in my opinion, hey, if it gives Pokemon to make better games, then I say go for it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Cause the only way you get good games in the industry, not all the time, but with some genres, is they need competition. Like, if they don't have a competition, then it, like that. But that's in like anything in most business. If it don't have a competition, it's gonna keep doing what it usually do. Y'all see Genshin? No, that's fine. Did Genshin never respond to about
Yeah,
like?
if you're looking at this from a strictly
I know they was
capitalistic
getting hate or
viewpoint,
something
you're
like
not
that.
wrong. Now, this is probably the most
Did they ever upgrade the
popular
3 wishes they was
response
gonna
to the
get?
tweet that I made, and I'm going to go ahead and read what this person said. If you're strictly from a capitalist perspective, you're not wrong. I think many, including myself, would argue that we have a good moral obligation to look after the ones making said products. If we never care about the artist, the art stops and nobody wins. And I respond back to this. I say, if many such as yourself care about the moral obligation, why is it that the biggest companies are often the most immoral? And my point is that there are
Which server you play
oftentimes
Genshin?
people that think that because they get 6,000 likes or 12,000 likes or
Whatever the
40,000
American
likes on
server
Twitter,
is.
then somehow this means that this is what most people think. It's not. I think that it's great to look at sentiment, but sentiment is never better than data. And the data says that it's not true. Of games like Pow World, give me a second. I'm pulling this up. Of games like Power World hitting 2 million concurrent players.
God dang.
That's right. So that's the facts.
That is true. Because if people if a lot of people actually was like, all right, it is more to make the game like the way they made it, then most people wouldn't play it. But that game skyrocketed. I ain't, to be honest, I ain't hear about it until like a week before it came out. I was like, oh, Pokemon with guns? I play it. It looks fun. It is fun. I really want to unlock the rifle, but I can't yet, sadly. Anyway. He said mine is Asian.
Yes, and that's the reality.
Fine, I'm just going to make an account of it.
Now,
you don't have to, yo.
6,000 people.
If anything,
tweet doesn't really matter.
I don't even play something like that for it. I just play Honkai.
If we didn't have this data, then we'd be having a debate. But we don't need to have a debate because the data proves the truth, and it will prove it over and over and over again, just like it did with sweatshops, just like it did with lithium batteries, and just like it's doing right now with AI. And in the future, it will be something that we can't even imagine that will be.
With the sweatshops, that is true. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like I do remember people were upset with which is let's be real, sweatshops were wrong. It's immoral as heck. But they Apple said it was going to stop. No, people still buy iPhones. Yes. I'm pretty sure Nike still use sweatshops as well. I'm not positive though about them. I know Apple, but iPhones.
Be doing the same thing.
I never actually got the iPhone versus Android
and so as
debate though.
The most moral because we
most exposed now is
greater than morals. This person believes that
Taylor Swift AI. What is that a real thing? Taylor Swift has an AI now? What the heck?
Bad systems and abuse was invented by capitalism. This is not true. So
Yo, imagine we get AI streamers. No way.
Let me go ahead and give you an example. So
I'm pretty sure somebody's working on that right now.
Monarchies, and we had things like that. What do you think would happen if an artist painted a picture of the king who made the king look fat?
Oh, he'd be exiled.
Well, then they'd just be dead.
Yeah.
And that's the way that it works. There's never been a better system for people to express themselves than Western capitalistic culture. This is the greatest mode of expression that we've ever had in the history of humanity. Does that mean that we can't do better? No, it doesn't. But I am not going to look at any other system that's been tried in the past and say that let's go back to that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I point there. So most of the systems back then was horror.
It's actually true. It's a caricatural view of history. Plenty of caricatures existed in the newspaper during French monarchy, even during Louis the 14th. I'm sure that there are exceptions. But do you really want to make the argument that inside of a monarchy, people have more autonomy to be able to control their own wealth? What kind of argument are you making?
I don't really know what the guy is saying.
Do you
but
really
I do understand
think that the king and the people
AI
that were running France at the
understand.
time were moral? Do you think that they
I
were
think you read
good
that
people?
AI is a
Do
problem.
you think that they treated artists and people that were involved with them in a good way?
For AI being a problem, I feel like AI would be all right as long as they fix the aspect of it stealing from people without permission. Like if it takes people especially if it takes people likeness without permission, now that's a big problem. Because at that point, that's copyright. Like you can't just the Taylor Swift AI. Like if Taylor Swift didn't agree to that, and they're like, yeah, you can use my voice, I don't care or whatever, then that's bad, and it definitely will be struck down because you can't just steal somebody like this like that. You got laws in place, but if they. But English is not my first language. No, it's all right. It's all right. But I say if AI is being used in games, right, and it helps speed the process of a game up without the negative impacts, did I say it's all right? Long as it's like long as it's not being detrimental. Like it's a lot of things that we have that we use for convenience that could be detrimental. Like let's be real. I mean, we drive cars. To be honest, cars can be either good or bad. Like it's a good form of convenience of like driving, going places, whatever, right? But then they also have the tendency that it can kill if the wrong person is behind the wheel. But then that also depends on that person as well, though. It's like all how the person uses the tool, which makes the tool good or bad. Most tools are just in the neutral. It's just how the person uses it.
No. These
I just
people were
realized I need to
brutal
still build
animals,
Kafka
the same
from
as everybody
Hawkeye.
else was.
At some point, I'll build her. Good enough. Well, she does no damage.
Yeah, they
whatsoever.
wouldn't have had the revolution if that wasn't the case. You're mistaken if you think capitalism didn't exist within a monarchy.
How long is the video?
Well, at a certain
It is.
point, you get to the like, what do you mean?
It's 2
by
hours long.
capitalism?
We only 24 minutes in. Okay. Maybe I should stop.
Do you mean a free market? What do you mean by capitalism?
I should stop pausing
I
because
think
that's
you
gonna
should
make it take
define
even
your
longer.
idea more clearly, and then we can talk about it. But anyway, so yeah, basically, somebody says money over morals. This is the true. This is true everywhere.
Money over morals. That's
Like if you
to be
go to
honest, yeah.
countries right now that aren't capitalistic, like North Korea, do you think North Korea is prioritizing morals?
Heck to the no.
No, I don't think they are. It's such an insane thing to say. I can't imagine that people believe this. Dude, how are you going to pick North Korea? Because it's the worst example. And it is the example that is like, for example, like China is capitalistic in a lot of ways now, right? So like, can I really use China? I don't think I can.
Yeah, that's true.
And also China exists within a global market, which is also capitalistic. So that's why I chose not to use China or a Middle Eastern country.
China be
I
big
used
balling
North
out there,
Korea
bro.
for a specific reason.
So
yeah. And try Cuba. I don't know enough about Cuba to use that.
I was
as an
about to
example,
fall
be
asleep.
honest with
There's still 2 hours. Holy. Hey, you can go to sleep if you need to. You don't have
So-
to watch the whole thing. It's gonna become a VOD at the end of the day
Responsible,
anyway.
I need to break it to you. Communism isn't some moralistic paradise. Simply study history. Communism is different in every country, but yeah, it isn't a moralistic paradise, but it's better than capitalism. Communism is better than capitalism.
I want to see
Yeah,
how
I
I know
don't
about
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't think so. Cuba's blocked by the U.S. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why, like, it's very hard to say, like, what Cuba's economy is or isn't. Yeah, this is insane. Like, I think that at the point where a person makes an argument that communism is better than capitalism, like, is it okay to just disregard everything they're saying? Because I would say I think that it kind of is. Yeah, like that's okay. Now we'll go ahead and move on. So yeah. And anyway, Stalin killed more than anyone. Well, the reality of it is that Stalin killed more people than anyone, not because of capitalism or communism. He did it because he's a terrible person.
Yeah, that is true.
And terrible people and terrible actions occur outside Mao. Yeah, Mao did the same thing. He's also a terrible person. So, of course that's the case.
I just see his names on Twitter, bro. I swear.
But like, I don't think that them doing that, like countries.
I should start
will
tweeting
do
more.
that. I guarantee you, countries
See if
have done
one
that
blows up.
that weren't communist. There have been so many genocides over the course of history that communism does not have a monopoly on genocides. Everybody's had their turn to have a little bit of genocide. Let's be real. So anyway, now on that scale, you're right. Yeah, those were two of the biggest ones. But sure. So yeah, anyway, that's what one person said. And that's the point. And again, right? And I find this to be kind of ironic because even
I think I'll
when
go to sleep. Good night and have a good
we
day,
are under
y'all. Bye bye.
capitalism.
See you later,
So
Star. Have a
if
good
I make
night.
an argument that under capitalism, money is greater than morals, and then this person is arguing against me, well, he says you're not wrong. So I'm not wrong. Okay, well then there we go. I'm not really into business anymore of trying to change reality. I don't want to change the world. Well, I do in a way, but I think that in order to change the world, you have to acknowledge what it is.
Yeah, the
And
world
I
is the
think
dark,
that so many people have
bad place.
intellectualized reality; they're not even a part of it anymore. They've done this so much. There's so many levels of
That is brave.
abstraction
No, it's brave. Gotta
away
be brave.
from just the simple truths of reality that they don't even live in the same world that you do. And that's the problem. Now, I'm not talking about whether something is good or bad. What I enjoy doing is being able to see what is and then be able to predict what will happen because of that and how things will go. I enjoy that. I like that. That's
true. I mean, like, if he is talking, like, let's say he say that, to be honest, I believe AI is going to keep getting pushed. Let's be real. It's going to keep getting pushed until it's in most things, because even though people don't like it, most companies look like they're moving towards that way of, I want an AI for myself. Like, isn't Gronk for Twitter an AI? Like, it's going to be pushed until either people accept it or people fight back. It's going to be one of the two. Why the heck is
That's what I
Civil
like to
War
do.
trending in politics? What? I don't know.
people living in their own little echo chambers.
You're
Oh,
silent.
that's
Voting against
always
three
the
strings
case, right?
and that day. What the heck? Let's go. I still got to finish
So-
that game.
During a
That's some
genocide
point.
since 1945,
Some-
though. Really? That's crazy. I didn't know that. It's not a dichotomy, and you're arguing against something nobody suggested. Give me 1 second. Is this somebody who's arguing? What is this? Wait, no, they didn't bring up communism. Well, I don't know. I think that if you're suggesting that capitalism is bad, it would imply that you're bringing up other modes of, like other economic systems, right? Now, you're right that the person put words in their mouth. Yeah, the person puts words in their mouth. Yeah, they never mentioned communism. You're correct about that. Versus opposing alternative capitalism, all they're saying is pure capitalistic priorities prioritizes money over morals. Sure, yeah. And it's not the economy you're arguing against, so nobody suggested that. Yeah, sure. But what I am saying is that pure capitalism is not also a good thing either. I don't think anybody thinks that pure capitalism is good.
Oh, yeah, no.
And of course we don't think that. That's why we have socialist systems like Social Security. Nobody thinks this. A lot of people do. Well, a lot of people don't think about it in the first place, so it's not really worth taking that into consideration. So yeah, not bad chatter. No, this is not. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, but no, he's definitely right that nobody brought that up. Somebody put words in his mouth. So yeah. And somebody else said this, and artists' opinions don't matter. What matters is the opinion of people buying the product. And this is another person who was unhappy about what I said. And this is, of course, somebody who is an illustrator. They
Monster
make
maker, character creator, illustrator. What is a monster maker?
and
What does that
they
mean?
sell
They just make
commissions.
monsters?
People like their art. The fact that they exist proves my point. You are selling commissions because the free market allows that to happen because people see value in your work. You wouldn't be able to sell commissions if people didn't like it.
It is true.
That's the
If
way
I
it
tried to sell a
works.
commission right
Isn't
now,
your argument about
nobody
allowing
buying it.
theft of
I'm
art
gonna be honest.
and an example
ain't
of
good.
something that should arguably
I'm still working on my
prevented
drawing.
using controls on capitalism? As I said before, I don't really believe using generative AI is theft. I don't really think so. Now, if you're using generative AI to recreate something, like, you know, for example, like you're trying to make the exact same thing and pass it off as if it was the original,
No, that's
then
theft.
yeah, sure, that's theft.
Yeah.
Of course. But I'm talking about, like, if you use a tool like, I don't know, Stable Diffusion or something like that, and that tool generates an image, I don't think that that image is theft from other images. And if you think that it is theft, then I think that there is not a tremendous moral difference between somebody using other art as inspiration, as everybody does, and somebody using an aggregate tool that puts together pixels that makes a picture. I don't view these as a tremendously morally different thing. I don't. And I have not read an argument so far that convinces me that I'm wrong.
For that part, like, if it's used like that, then yeah, it's just, yeah, because everything uses risk for everything. Like, some people do make original stuff, yes, but like, because what? I mean, to be honest, from what I see, even though most anime is made by like either like certain companies, most anime you can kind of figure out what the timeline will be, because most of them are written in a way where it's like, oh yeah, like most creators say themselves, like, oh yeah, I used to watch this anime when I was a kid, and I was like, all right, I want to make this, and they was inspired by the anime. They made their own, which most of the time is like sort of similar to that anime that they watched, and it's like, and it does good.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I need to finish Attack on Titan. Oh my gosh, I just realized
And
that.
also, we'll go even farther. The use of AI is not necessarily theft. Even if you believe that AI being trained by other tools is actually, sorry, by other pictures that you don't own, is theft. Because there are plenty of people, and I'll give you two different examples, Amarath and Susu, who do OnlyFans content, who have an AI bot that can generate nudes of them for people that try to talk to them. Is that
What?
theft?
That's a
Well,
thing?
no, because they trained the bot with their own content. So whenever you're saying AI and generative AI, you're painting with such a wide brush.
I wouldn't say that AI is theft if it's using pictures like on the internet. Only because, I mean, most people, it's like a reference. Like, most people use references to do a lot of things. And we wouldn't really consider that theft. I guess we consider it theft because it's a bot that's doing it. That's the only thing I can think of.
That you're also including things that don't necessarily fall into that category. Not every single AI tool that's ever existed has been trained with things that are not that thing.
How do people even make an AI?
Paying for fake nudes is wild. Wrong.
That
but
is
models
true.
still
Paying for
images.
fake, that's tough. That's tough.
How do you know how you don't know how the tech works?
Them youngers really thought they was getting a real thing, bro. I'm gonna be honest,
How
I don't
do
know how
they
the
steal
tech work at
images?
all. You are 1,000% wrong. Wrong. These models stole images. I bet. Held for reason smart detection. What?
Okay, that's a good attempt. Yeah, I appreciate the hustle. Sure.
No
let's
way
see
people
here.
does that. No way
Go
people
into a
actually do that.
monologue. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so
Is that
AI
a good
is showing
stretch?
us
That's
into
not
the future. Oh, absolutely. Using copyrighted imagery to change their data without.
Oh, yeah, AI
compensation.
definitely gonna be the future.
Well, that's what I'm
I
saying,
understand.
right? Is that if
Like I
somebody
said,
uses
it's gonna be
AI
pushed.
fully with images that they own the
And I-
copyright to,
Like I said earlier, like how AI is gonna, like, it could be the future. Like, only way is either people gonna like accept it or push back. I don't believe that many people gonna push back on AI. Like, especially like when multiple big businesses start using it and like promoting it, people are just gonna be like, oh well, just like this is the future. Like, pretty sure people used to push back on the internet itself until they're like, oh well, the internet is a thing now. So yeah, everything's evolves.
there's never any possibility of theft. Or sorry, there's not the same issue of theft. So I think that whenever you're talking about AI,
I said I was
whenever
gonna
you
stop
talk
pausing.
about
I
it,
didn't stop
there's
pausing
like a
before this
there's
video
like
be 8
three
hours long.
different assumptions that are made. And that's the difference. It's trained on artists who did not consent to having their work being used by their algorithm and then being replaced by it. Well, can you explain to me what the difference is between that and another person who is a better artist than the original artist, who is making art based off of that original artist's art? Can you explain the difference to me? Because like I don't see it. Just give me a second to type it up. Okay. It was spam, but AI had to learn to remove watermarks, and that's blatant theft. AI had to
It's
learn
people
to
that
remove
remove
and
watermarks
that's blatant
themselves,
theft.
obviously. I can't
And
credit
I
stupid
wanna
13, 2010.
also kind of like, okay, sure, yeah, sure.
Can they really remove watermarks though? Is that a real thing? Dude.
Nobody cares though, right? Because if somebody found out that somebody used AI, it's not going to decrease their enjoyment about it. Just because you say something is stolen doesn't mean that everybody else in the world has to care about it. I understand what you're saying, but you still have to have other people care about it in order for it to be true. And so you've made a judgment, oh, this is stolen. Let me give you an example. I'm living on stolen land. The Native Americans had this, and then we came over here and killed them. And now it's
That
our
is
land.
true.
Well,
The history of
we're giving
America.
that back. And at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, because they got a roof
It
over their
doesn't
head, so
add-
they
it-
chilling, bro.
Like, there is no function that information will create. That will not change anything. Everybody knows it's true, and nobody cares. And if you think that you do, go give your house away to a Native American family.
No way, bro. Sure, you gotta take it out. There we go. Excellent quality. Are you back? Are you back? Are you back? Okay. All right. I don't know why I just crapped this off for a second there. For this, I mean, it's like saying basically from what I'm reading from this, basically AI uses like that person, like a whole bunch of that person images, put it together, and then make something else out of it. Versus like, and then you say like versus a human can make something like individually. But it kind of, wouldn't that be the same? I don't know. I see that part as just like it's basically doing inspiration. It's just the algorithm that's doing it instead of an actual human.
Grapes.
It's like
Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure if I understand what your point is.
now, if you remove the watermark
There
from
are
all
always
those, now
gonna
that's
be people
crazy.
that are trying to
That's crazy.
define what art and what art is and what art is not. Excuse me.
I feel like art is anything.
Nobody
that,
has a monopoly on telling anybody else what art is.
in my opinion, art is anything that is created. Obviously, long as it's not stolen. Like, I don't think you should be stealing people's art out here. But if it's created in a way where, like, even like if it's take inspiration from things, I consider that definitely art because it's the inspiration. Like, that's how most people work on the internet. They take inspiration from other people and make it their own. Like, long as it's not on one-to-one copy of it, then I think it should be all right. Like, if they like this, like, splatter, like, if it takes all them people, let's say, like, you put in, I don't know, I'm using a random name. Let's say you put in Jack's, like make a photo from Jack's photos. And this is like all his photos, mix it together to make it look real pretty, and then boom. Now, that's messed up. But if it, like, take all his photos, be like, okay, so this how the person usually do these strokes or whatever, and then it makes something completely different, and I'd be like, okay, that's, you kind of have a fight there. And different from
It
something
doesn't
that they
matter what you
never made.
believe art is, because, like, for example,
Following since June 4th, 2023, account created September 30. This really tells you all of this? I don't really
I've seen
stream
a
on
lot
Twitch
of
like that for
modern
real.
art, and
Sometimes.
modern art looks like my room. It looks like the garbage on my
Modern
table.
art looks like
But
my
somebody
room.
else doesn't
That's
think
tough. That's... Okay, that's tough.
And I'll go back to the example that I used before of Jackson
What
Pollock.
do people consider modern art?
It took me a long
I mean, me, I
time
consider anything
to
modern art as anything that
understand
was
the
made recently.
value or understand that other people see value in something like a Jackson Pollock painting. That's the guy that did like all the squiggly lines and just a bunch of bullshit on a page. It's subjective. So I don't think that you're in any position to say what is or is not art.
Yeah, because some people like that art, some people
Because
don't.
I can
I don't get the
guarantee
art
you
that be in the
might
museum
think that,
sometimes, like the squiggly
You know,
line
there's a
ones.
lot of people that go to church that probably don't think that your background picture is art. They don't think that your profile picture is art. But I bet that you
That is
probably
true.
do. And that's just and you're not wrong, and neither are they. Because art
That's
is
just their
subjective.
opinion, bro.
And so if people say AI is art, then it is. The issue isn't defining art, it's the theft of scraping thousands of art pieces on the net without consent to then replace the artists. An artist can create without seeing other art, an AI generator cannot. Well, what about an artist that doesn't, that creates after seeing other art?
And there's a lot of artists that do that.
Like, I think that you're kind of talking around my point. And so what I'm saying is that if an artist is able to use something as an inspiration to create their own thing, that thing that they've created is derivative of the thing that originally exists. And so on a fundamental level, you're saying that AI isn't art because it's derivative. And is this also not art because it is derivative? Do you see kind of my point here? Please explain what inspiration is and how it's comparable to an algorithm. I think it depends, right? So I actually don't think that the human brain is that much different from a computer.
Wasn't
I
that
really
proven?
don't.
That
Now,
like
the human
our
brain is
things
infinitely more
similar
advanced
to a
than
computer.
But I think that it's fundamentally the same thing in a lot of ways. So I don't believe in this like, you know, oh, well, because it comes from your mind that it's so much different than a computer. Most people's minds work in ways that computers work. No? Yes, they do.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Computers connect information together, and that's what your mind does as well. Whenever you think about things, you synthesize information together to come to a coherent thought. That's fundamentally what AI does as well. In a very abstract sense. Do you see a point whenever it comes to defining art? Being open for discussion. The thing is, like, I'm not mad at the people that are disagreeing with me. I'm not mad at them. I'm not like, I'm not mad at you. I'm not like, this isn't something that I'm upset about. I'm just having a conversation about it. I don't know why other people are getting so mad, to be honest with you. But there it is. You're basing on a level that people aren't going to understand. Well, if people don't understand it, that doesn't make me wrong. You're really wrong about the brain being a computer?
I'm pretty sure that was that. I'm pretty sure that was.
Okay.
Your brain is basically a computer.
I'm sure we're going to get a good comment out of this guy. What about it is wrong? As a paramedic, it's not necessarily true. The way to think about it, computers are binary integrated. They have to think in do's and don'ts. Brains have multiple chemicals and nerves that react in different ways to each other. You're right that the brain isn't the exact same thing as a computer. But I said that your brain functions in a lot of same ways that the computer does.
What is that name?
That's true. It's not the exact same thing.
Yeah, but you wasn't
And
even
I
saying it was
think
the
that in
exact same
200
thing. You said it's
years,
similar.
Somebody will be able to make a computer that thinks like a human brain.
Oh yeah, they already trying it now.
I
I'm
think
pretty
that
sure.
it's inevitable. To be honest with you, I can't imagine anybody thinking that it won't happen. Then I kind of agree on function, but it's not really the same. Okay. It's like 3 or 4. Try 3 or 4. We're extremely close. I'm not sure if we are or not. I don't have enough information about it. I just think that it will happen. So yeah. Is people actually stupid, being obtuse, so you don't have to say they're right? No, it's okay. The brain's not linear. Computers are. The human brain is inefficient.
The human brain is inefficient.
Yeah,
what?
we'll see what happens, right?
That's
But
tough.
anyway, I do think that
Hulk said Warriors live. Yo, I hope the Warriors won that. Anyway.
I don't perceive, I'll go back to what I said, I do not perceive a tremendous moral difference between an artist using another type of art for inspiration or copying or using it to be derivative of, like, you know, the Dragon Quest Pokemon example, you know, like we have 50 million examples of things that are derivative of each other. And
Yeah.
so I don't find a tremendous difference between that ethically or morally than AI. I feel like fundamentally it's the same thing. You're using something else to create something new and saying it's yours. Like, that's fundamentally what you're doing. And so, yeah, I don't see that.
Okay, so I'm looking at Reddit right now. Is a Pokemon has released an official statement in regards to another game company. We have received inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024. We have not guaranteed any permission to use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in the game. We initiate an investigation and take appropriate measures. So whatever illegal stuff, we could tell you on nature, whatever, right? If this is true, like if that really is a true statement, let's be real, Pokemon ain't winning that. Because then they just gonna bring up, oh, well, I mean, like, because that was the case. That means Dragon Quest can sue Pokemon if Pokemon try to sue Power. That's literally how it would work. Because Pokemon, I'm pretty sure, like, Dragon Quest and Pokemon look very similar, and I'm pretty sure Dragon Quest came out first. Right? I see Dragon Quest going to sue them. Hell, it's next to know. It's Pokemon, right? It's Nintendo. I don't think they got the money for that. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Basically, AI is learning how to create shapes. It's not really stealing.
Even if they try to.
Yeah, I think it's very abstract, and I don't know the nuances of that.
Well, it's
For
like
what
Nintendo
purpose
ain't gonna
they
do
sell
nothing.
for creation.
Because usually
I
if
don't think it really
Nintendo just
matters.
will do something, they usually do it
And
like
so anyway, let's go back. We're gonna read a few more of these, okay?
right there and there most of the time.
Let's see here.
At least when it comes to
Customer
fan
scale is good as everything an artist make. Companies will use it. Of course it will. So this is the comments of somebody who's a professional graphic designer. The general public doesn't give a fuck, and honestly, the general public doesn't care what looks good or even bad. AI is scary, but it's also a tool. Artists need to figure out how to use it as part of their process.
Yeah, I agree to that.
This is like saying that you won't use a paintbrush because a fine-tip marker will get you a similar result. Sure, the paintbrush is more efficient. Choose
What
to
is a
not use it,
fine-tip
I
marker?
don't care, but you will become literal starving artists when people who adapt and use the tools excel. That's
Yeah.
what happens. Yeah, that's reality. So somebody else responds and they say a crowbar is a tool. That's no excuse to use it to burgle houses, is it? Same goes with AI. It's a thief's tool, and when it should not be acceptable. If AI piracy is okay, then media piracy also is. Why should I pay for something that's stolen from artists? Circular reasoning. The guy responds back, a crowbar is a tool that can be used by thieves. AI is a tool that can also be used by thieves. AI can be used in many ways.
That's why I said, like, AI isn't bad. Like, when people think AI is just straight stealing it, that's why, like, it's not. It's depend on the person that uses it. Like, if the person is using it to steal, then yeah, it's stealing. Like, just like you can use to say, like, what, a crowbar, okay, right? His little crowbar thing is used for burglars. Crowbars also used to, like, what, tear down boards from abandoned houses so that way they can go and re-renovate it or whatever. I don't really get the crowbar thing. Like, I mean, why do you say crowbar? Like a phone. The phone could be used for good or bad. A phone could be used to call people, you know, check up on people, whatever. Or it can be used for bad and do malicious things. But it's a tool that literally goes on who uses the tool. If you use the phone for good, use the phone for good. If you use the phone for bad, use the phone for bad.
Artists who can't
What?
charge $15 for their commissions anymore.
That's tough.
There, I said it.
That's tough. I gotta hear that one more time. No way. I gotta hear that one more time. What?
AI can be used in many ways. Most artists who complain about AI art theft are furry artists who can't charge $15 for their commissions anymore. There, I said it.
That's tough. That is tough. Man say he put in all the shots at this point. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway. That's tough, bro.
I can't believe how many furries got mad at me today. It was crazy. Nothing's original anymore. Yeah. You know,
man.
These models, it's a stretch closure. Bifrog is backpedaling on his statements now. Yeah, of course. It's unironically gun control arguments. The person, not the tool, or the tool or the person. Yeah, exactly. And so there's one comment.
Whoever the idiot is using the crowbar now is an idiot. Never used a crowbar before. If I ever used crowbar to save people in birdie building, that's what I thought. Okay, I thought they used a crowbar, but I was just show exactly what the what they actually call it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like anything in the world, most things in the world. No, yeah, like anything in the world can be used as good or bad. I mean, it just depends on the person that's using it. Like what? Like the internet itself is a neutral place because the internet itself is just the internet. It uses whatever people put on it and it does whatever it do, right? Now, if you put good stuff on the internet, then the internet is good. Like it's good stuff that gets put on, it's bad stuff that get put on. Internet itself isn't like internet is just a tool for people to put stuff on. Or you could say, I don't know, let's say I guess you could say like what else? Like any weapon is just an item in itself. It just sits there as an item. Like if you never touch it, it never moves. Like a sword, you can use a sword, right? You can use a sword for good and like, no, not a sword. Even an axe, you can use an axe to cut down trees. It's like, all right, it's just a tool. It's cutting down trees. But then somebody bad can use an axe for other reasons, and that doesn't make the axe bad in all itself. It just means that the person that's using it is using it for a bad intention. I mean, for a bad reason. And that's how, like just like AI, like AI. I don't believe AI is just like a unmoral bad thing. It depends on who uses it. That's what makes it good or bad. Just like most tools, it depends on who uses it. Firefighters use tools that criminals use. Police officers use tools that criminals use. Police officers most of the time are good, and criminals are most of the time bad. And like, that's how I don't know. I don't know why people are so beat up about it. I'm gonna be honest.
You're worth what anyone is willing to give you. Anything else is just fantasy.
Why's hashtag earthquake
Hey,
20?
little
Was there an
girl with
earthquake on that
cancer,
day
I just
too?
want
What
you
the-
to know that you're worthless because you're not making any money. Good thing we have rich people to do the right thing and help her. Oh wait, you're still in a fantasy land where those people are supposed to give their own money to make people happy. That's not life, that's fantasy. So this person is obviously totally fucking right. You know, obviously, like nobody has a you know,
I'm so confused right now.
authority unless you have the
What the
government
heck?
do it to just go take somebody else's money and give it to another person, right? That's just how it is. A wise phrase: you can be an artist without being a furry, but you can't be a furry without being.
Oh my god!
This is
What?
so good.
What?
This is so good. How is
What
this
is
so
up,
good?
bruh?
Oh my god.
These people, bro. I swear.
Oh, this is amazing. I love this.
Every tool can be used for good or bad. Like the death ray, Futurama. I think that's what one of the characters said, or something close to that. I mean, it's true. That is true. Like, I mean, we can equate it to the ow. I mean, like what? Missiles can be used for good or bad. It just depends on how people use it. Like, I don't think we have a death ray yet. Oh, it'd be so cool. We had a death ray in like real life. That'd be amazing. That'd be fire. Why is scientists making a death rays, bro? What's going on? I want my own laser, bro. Anyway, I wouldn't be able to afford that. You know how much money that probably costs?
You could be an artist without being a furry, but you can't be a furry without being an artist. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so fucking fun.
That's tough.
Wow. And so anyway, what's the next one here? And this is another response that a person has made. Obviously, you're correct, but your explanation wasn't great. Metaphors with physical items work better. If an AI chef... Oh, yeah, I really like this example. I wanted to show it to you guys. If an AI chef existed and could make the best tasting meals instantly and for cheaper, no one would ever pick a human chef. Oh, they
That's
would
true,
sometimes
probably.
because they do cool tricks and stuff like that at certain
Oh, okay, for the
restaurants.
sure. The food
But
tastes
yeah,
good and
in
it
a
don't have no
general
weird
sense,
stuff in
this
there.
is
I
true.
take it, bro.
And that's what's so crazy about it. As a chef, agreed. Yeah, exactly. Performance chefs are wild. Yeah, Salt Bay. There you go. Nobody likes
Salt
that
Bay,
guy.
yeah.
So that's, you know,
What?
kill two birds with one stone, right? There you go. And so anyway,
Oh
it's
my
completely
God.
different. Is this a person who is... Okay, this is another ardent disagreeer in chat. Why is it different? What makes it different? Data scientist here, the tech doesn't steal images, it just learns the natural distribution patterns that are representative of your descriptions. The way that you say it makes me think that you're right, And I bet you're probably right, but I don't have enough education in that to be able to say, oh, yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
But I think that you're probably right on that. Cool. I can explain. Okay, here we go. Well, the anger directed to you was more out of the out of context telephone. People latched onto the wrong idea. Artists don't matter, which you never said. Well, an artist's opinion of their own art is not relevant in the context of going to market with it. It doesn't matter how much an artist thinks their art is worth if people don't want to buy it. It's
That
the
is
same
true.
with any other product. Like it's as I said, it's astonishing to me that like I'm getting
that point in itself is actually true, because let's be real now. Like, most people, what, they watch YouTube or Twitch, right? If a Twitch streamer gets 0 views, he could be like, my content is the best ever. But he got 0 views, which means most people like, oh no, that content ain't really that good. Which means companies gonna be like, well, his content ain't good, so why would we support him? And then he ain't gonna have no support. Versus like, because it makes sense. Like YouTube. Like, I can sit, like, I use myself as an example. I can sit here all day and make YouTube videos. And if I get 0 views, I can be like, oh, my videos is fire. Obviously, it's not fire to the masses if I don't get no views on it. Versus, like, somebody that gets millions of views, obviously, I want to say company. I don't know why I want to say company. But not the company, but the community agrees that it's good enough. That it... What the heck? Why is Twitter going off right now? Anyway, community agrees that it's good enough, and that, hey, not sponsored, but I think it's a great show. Not sponsored. Thank you. Yeah, like, I mean, like, even then, like, shows, right? Like, people be like, oh, like, let's use Family Guy. If people didn't like Family Guy would have ended season 1. Let's be real. If people didn't say, this is a good show, I like it, it would have been cut probably like 4 episodes in. And we seen that happen to a lot of shows. But the market said, this is a good show. And within that, they kept making more, and they kept getting that this is a good show. And they also made a crap ton of money from it. Except for all, they gotta be rich, bro. I think that's the one that makes Family Guy. I can't really remember his name. No, it's Seth something. Seth Stan? Something like that.
It's just the truth, and we all know it every day.
I don't really know the creator name.
VTubers are pretty worked up too. Well, people can get mad about me.
VTubers, I ain't worked up, bro. I'm just looking at it from a neutral standpoint.
All they want.
Yo, y'all want me to start doing 8? No, this. God. Oh.
I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, that's up to them. By saying you
50
can't
minutes
make
in,
a statement
boys.
one way or another because you know everything is critiqued by the anti-Asmongold squad on the internet. No, I don't. I'm not saying that I'm not educated in it. I don't like. I try not to parrot misinformation that I don't understand. Now, there are things that I don't understand that I don't understand. But there are also things that I do understand that I don't understand. And I do try to avoid presenting that. How do I communicate with you there? Well, what's your point, right? You're saying that it's completely different. The AI chef example is completely different. Why is it completely different? Like, why did you type that?
That is true.
There are known knowns and known unknowns.
Why did he type?
Yeah, and the ones you need to be scared about are the unknown unknowns. Besides, people want everything run and done by AI. That way we can have UBI. Yeah, or slavery again. We'll see what happens.
What the heck is a UBI?
Refresh. So a chef makes food. True, an AI can follow a recipe, whereas art is not exactly bound by rules and as its pure inspiration. As I said in previous statements, AI or machine learning is completely based on copy and paste logic. You're right in some things, but detail is missing, as you're saying, to be fair. Okay, so let's go ahead and address this. So an AI is following a recipe, which is created by copy and pasting what a human does. I'm not sure that these two things follow. AI and machine learning, it's completely based on copy-paste logic. Yeah, so this is the same thing, right? Like, I don't know. Chefs creating new recipes. AI creates new recipes instead. I don't know. Did you get my message? Yeah, no, I'm reading it. Yeah. It's not. Humans can make art without ever seeing anything. Yeah, but humans have seen things.
Humans can make art without seeing anything. Youngest come out the womb making art, bro. That's crazy.
So
No,
like we're
I
not,
know
we're
what
not
they mean.
talking about, we're talking about like you're talking about a theoretical. Like we've all seen things.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you're Helen Keller or something like that, sure. But in a general sense, we've all seen things, and the things that we see influence what kind of art we would make. What is this? What are we talking about? Draw a picture of something you've never seen. Yeah. I can't type into Python inspiration.
Huh?
Do you think that one day you
What that mean?
To a degree. Can I also address what you said about the theoretical? Of course. Yeah. And also, I mean, I can type into Stable Diffusion snake, and it can make a snake. If the point of an AI chef is to make food cheaper, that's great. But I think the argument is that AI chefs couldn't innovate like human chefs can. An AI chef can't innovate like a human chef can. So you're getting attached to the minutia of the process.
Aren't a lot of cartoons copying and pasting the cow art? Not sure if I spelled it right. Art style, but just changed it enough to look different in many ways and look different in many different cartoons before. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, bro, cartoons itself is literally just people copying the most famous thing most of the time. Like I know what you mean. I watch a lot of what is it called? Not cartoons, but like well, I watch a lot of cartoons as well. But I watch a lot of like people that talk about the cow art. I didn't even know what it was until like a video like a couple of months back. And yeah, they all copy a specific art style because it's more appealing to the people that they try to make it appeal to. And boom. I mean, you could say that, I guess if you say that AI does that, it's no different from what the human does it. It's just that artists like, if it take inspiration, like if it copy and paste like direct, I mean, I don't know. For the recipe part, I mean, technically you're supposed to follow a recipe like to the T, which I don't know how anybody can follow a recipe to the T. Them numbers, bro. Whatever. Like for that, but like when it comes to like the cow art, and I'm not sure how to spell it either, but I do know what you're talking about. I mean, they copy the thing that works, and it's working for them. It's like not one person made one person made the cow art, and then everybody else is copied, and I guess you could say they copied and innovated above that. But they still saw it first, which means like, to be honest, most artists see like they make art from what they see, so you can't really be like, oh, art is made from nothing. It just poofed into my head and I just drew it. Like that's not how the world works. But
Process of a product. What I'm telling you is that
I ain't gonna lie, cow art, I mean, it is kind of funny though. Like that art style is kind of funny. I admit that.
here, I can make a chart, and maybe this will make it easier for people.
Oh man, that
The
hurt my
green part
eyes.
is the part that the customer cares about. This part the customer doesn't care about.
And that is true. And that is proven time and time again in society. Like, if we're gonna be real, most people in the world do not care about how the product is made. They just care about the end result. Like, again, when it comes to shoes, they don't care how the shoes is made. It could be made from the best working conditions ever, or it can be made from one of the worst working conditions ever. They don't care. All they care about is I got some new shoes. I can wear my shoes. Phones. They like, as long as I got my iPhone or Android, I don't care how it was made. It was an iPhone or Android. I got my phone. I'm chilling. Like even when it comes to like, let's say most content on the internet, most people don't care how it was made. Like they be like, oh, well, the end result was good, so I like it. That's how most of it goes. I was watching Jackie last night, bro, and bro, some people could have got, well, they did get serious hurt, but most people like end result. It's a funny movie. I like it. Here goes my money, and we're like, oh my gosh, why y'all hurting each other? What is this? That movie is hilarious, though. I ain't gonna lie. That is one of the best movies.
So this entire thing,
I think it was Jackie Forever.
is not relevant to a sale. Now, there are exceptions, like farmers markets, and again, usually
are farmers markets actually good? Like, is they vegetables and stuff actually better than like the ones in the store? Because I never went to a farmers market before, so I'll be honest, I wouldn't know.
Farmers market.
If it is, that's fine.
The reason why people go to farmers markets
I have to try it out.
because the end product is actually better.
Oh, so it is better?
It's actually not just because they want to support local farms. It's also because that the product is better and it might taste better to them.
I have to find the farmers market first, though.
That people on Twitter don't really seem to understand. They think that
maybe I like apples better than pineapples if I got it from a farmers market. You're gonna put no one cares. Yep, no one cares.
No one cares. This right here is what the what do you call it? This is what people care about. Right here. Consumerism. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Not really. No, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. There it is. To be honest, I think your selfish and self-centered worldview skews your opinions on that point. Okay, well, I'll read your comments. Let me read this one just a second. You got timed out. Sorry. So I agree with you, but I believe it's important knowing that a human knows what they're doing with what they're doing. Sorry, let me go back and read this again. So I agree with you, but I believe it's important knowing that a human know what they are doing, especially with art to any degree, art, music, you name it. Whereas with robots, AI or whatever, there is no admission of that truth. You get what I mean. I agree about the customer, but if I'm in the court with Sony over it, they're going to care. Again, you're right, but I think the other side has a point. And they're not, it's not that their point
We never said that they didn't have a point.
It's that their point is unpopular. And it is not the resounding opinion of the general audience. So
by the way, guys, if y'all watching, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Come on down. Anyway.
Yeah. Whoa, I thought I was getting pulled up. You are.
What?
You thought,
Man,
you
thought
thought
he
I didn't
was
see you?
safe, bro. He thought he was
I saw
safe.
you. So you think that I'm selfish and I have a self-centered worldview. I think that most people have what I refer to, and I think this is, it's not what I refer, I didn't invent this. I think that other people have referred to this as well. They have a self-referential worldview. So everything in their life and their values and opinions and everything that they think is referring back to their own beliefs and their own life. So if things are not beneficial for them, then that doesn't matter. They don't care about it. If it is, then they do care about it. And so
Isn't that how most people work?
everything in their life and all of their opinions and actions are self-referential because they're not referencing a principle. They're not referencing an ideal. They are referencing what they want to do. You're a nihilist? I think that's a self-centered, meaning very libertarian compared to a lot of people I know and interact with. I'm not interested in people trying to pinpoint down my viewpoint on things. My viewpoint is not relevant. The truth is what's relevant. And that's what I think people don't understand. And what I like to do is I like to show examples of that truth. Other people like to talk about how the world should be and how they act and how their friends act, well, that's nice, but nobody cares.
Yeah,
It
that is
doesn't
true.
really matter because, again, that's, again, self-referential. It's important to think beyond that and to look at what are you doing, what is the world doing, not what are you doing. And so we're talking about hypotheticals. I don't like talking about hypotheticals. I like talking about reality. I wouldn't say nobody, though. There's never a nobody. There's never an everybody. But I think that it is a vast minority of people that truly care about these things. And I don't think that it is in any way, shape, or form a majority, and I don't even think that it's remotely close.
Oh yeah,
I think that less than 5% of people care about it.
like out of all of these people, all time peak 15 hours ago was 2 point whatever, right? I would say most of them. And then look, 92 point has got a lot of what you call it. Most of them do not care about how the game, like if they were going like with Power Wars in general, they don't care that it may be a Pokemon ripoff or that may have been made with AI. It's just like the game looks cool. I bought the game. It was good. I did it refunded, and I'm good there. I'm liking it. It's fire. Or like, oh, I played this once. I mean, it's all right. I play it when I'm on my downtime. Or it's some people that will be like, I don't like how like the game at all. Then it probably didn't even go see on Twitter or anything what it was. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. Bye. I don't like this game. Delete. I really don't care for it. And then there's the people that's like, oh, this game was made this way. I don't like that. And then they just be like, oh, whatever. Then they uninstall or whatever. Oh, pretty sure you can get your money back for this as long as you. Isn't it like Steam like a 2-hour window thing or something like that? I can't remember exactly what it is.
Do you believe in trying to curb the tide? Only if I think I can. Which you can't.
Which you can't. What the heck, bro?
So, people are concerned with how products buy and consume are made. That's why things like organic food are taking off in recent years. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna address your. Oh, this is the same guy. Okay, great. I didn't see that. But more and more people are concerned with how the products they buy are consumed or made. Why? Because the reason why people want organic food...
Because the regular ones is trash.
It's because it's organic.
Yeah, see?
It's because it's created in a way that they feel is more healthy. It's a higher quality product.
I will
They're not
forever
buying
eat
organic
TV dinner. No,
food
just fine.
because they have some like moral feeling about it. Some people are, but the majority of people are buying it because it's a better and higher quality product.
Yeah.
So I don't.
And that's
you
why
can
it
use
costs
that.
more.
It's more healthy. It has less preservatives. It has these different reasons. It tastes better, yes. So I don't think I don't think that's an example. I'll read the rest of it. Organic food to go actually being beneficial to the end customer. Yes, I believe that the end customer believes that it's beneficial. The end customer, if you were going to ask 100 people of why they buy organic food, and you ask them the question, do you think that the food that you buy that is organic is either healthier and or tastes better than the food that is non-organic? I bet you would get 100 people saying that they think it is. Because they think that it's healthier, and doesn't, I'm not sure. They could also think that it tastes better. That's the reason why they buy organic food. Many organic buy it because it makes them feel like they're doing a good thing.
Oh, I believe it's some people that probably do.
I'm sure those people exist, but I don't think that they are the majority. I think that they are I think it's, again, a 5%. Because you're right, but I don't think that's the majority. Can I ask you guys, can we do a poll, maybe?
Somebody in the Facebook, I got called.
Yeah, sure,
out.
we can do a poll. Okay. And this doesn't matter, right? This is just a temperature check. Like, what does this really mean? Why do you buy organic food? Because it tastes better? Because it's healthier?
I wonder who asked you what they poll.
And
Lord of the
both
Fallen, bro.
above, because it's created maybe because of ethical reasons. Yeah, I'm not sure how to word this question in a way that's not leading. It's raised to grown to support grown humanly, less carbon footprint, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know how to do this. Organic is way more expensive.
Yeah.
Well, can I just like I guess why do you guys buy organic food if you buy organic food? Let's just read chat. It's a bad example. Yeah, it's healthier. So go ahead and we're just going to pause here, right? Health, 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 taste. The better ones. Poll was good, better for health.
Look like everybody saying health.
There's one person here that says ethical. I think the vast majority of people are saying they're buying it because they think it tastes better or they think it's healthier. And it's not about, guys, it's not about whether it is or not. Because again, I want to go back to my original point that the perception is what matters. The perception is what creates value, not the actual product. That's why people buy Supreme.
Yeah, so I still don't understand why people buy Supreme. Like,
Well,
in my
for
opinion,
example, okay, so this
why?
is another one.
It
Cultural
makes no sense
differences
why
in
that stuff
Quebec.
costs so
Yeah,
much.
I don't know what they do.
What is the brand? I mean, it
More
makes
people
sense.
now
It's
care
brand.
about products made locally or within their country. I feel like people generally buy feel-good labeled things, organic, made locally, ethically sourced, fair trade, etc., because they think they're making a difference. My entire point is that I think in recent years, more people seem to care about how things are made or where they're from. I think that I think that you can be right. Let's assume that you're right. I think that you're right in one context. I think that you're right in the context that the alternative is the same. So, like, you're buying the same product, but this one is more ethically made. Why would you want to buy an unethical product if you could just simply buy an ethical product instead? So really the difference is that people are not willing to spend money or they are not willing to consume an inferior product in the pursuit of this. Because I agree with you. I think that this is true. People would prefer to do something ethical, but most people don't actually want to have that cost them anything. The moment that it costs them anything to do something ethical, then it stops happening. You're biased in this discussion because you're slipping on bazooka-sized Coca-Cola instead of real food.
Bazooka-sized Coca-Cola.
What?
Get that man stumped, bro.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. Yeah, okay. Organic isn't healthier, though. I can't.
Organic isn't
It doesn't
healthier,
matter
though. I
whether
can't.
you think
What?
that it's healthier or not. I just asked chat, and most people think that it is. Perception becomes reality in the eyes of a consumer. That's my point. I think this guy, you know, again, I think that people will do something ethical if it's free.
Oh yeah.
Like a tweet They'll change their flag. They'll change their profile picture to a flag. But that's about it.
Most people, if you
That's my
charge like to
perspective.
change your profile picture, they probably like, hey, no.
Save? No, the person's not. It's fine. And so let's read the rest of these. And so this is another guy. He's a games reporter from Washington Post. I'm going to go ahead and read his post. I get what he's trying to say, but it just illustrates that some people prioritize video games as a product and not human expression. I know he doesn't think that they're artistic or meaningful, but it's clear, at least in this context, all that matters is product and its function. Well, it depends on the person. Because for some people, they might view AI art and something that was created through AI as a form of human expression in the same way that photography is a form of human expression, even though you're using a camera to create the image. So I don't necessarily think that
You do got a point there.
you can just, I don't think you can define this and just say like nobody else can see it this way. Because I think, again, anybody can see it however way they choose to. I don't play games to see art. I do it to have fun. Well, it depends on what people want to do.
I
Some
play
people
games to
see
have
them as
fun,
art,
bro.
Some people don't. But at the end of the day, I know he doesn't think they are artistic or meaningful. Well, I think that there are some games that are, and I appreciate those games. But if I found out that like a game that I thought was very artistic or meaningful was created with AI, that would not have, like if I find out like some robot made this, I would not immediately dislike that game. I still would have gotten the same thing out of the game that I did before I knew that. Photoshop make cameras more artistic too? Yeah, true. And so, as an artist, he's 100% correct. The part people don't want to admit is that if an incredibly artistic game has to go up against a game made with assets, but the deciding factor is that the asset game is more fun, the market will do the talking. I feel that frustration too. Exactly. It's just an extremely cynical way to put it, but I get where he's coming from. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
His take is bad, and he should feel bad. It's technically not wrong.
It's technically not wrong. Your take is bad. That contradicts itself.
No.
Probably
No.
Iron
no.
Mouse? Iron Mouse trending is back then. What the heck? Final Fantasy, Star Wars, Spider-Man, and
Sad.
everything else I love.
This is feelings, yeah. He did the tweet hurt his feelings. That's why the artist should not fight against AI based on morality. Calling powered AI will only inspire those folks to double down and figure it out. Yeah, I don't know about that. Another thing to consider with streaming is he talks for hours and hours every day. Wording something wrong or saying something that doesn't 100% reflect your views happens all the time. Yeah, it does, but I mean, if I'm saying it, clips really hurting my brain, like essentially he's explaining the unfortunate reality of capitalism, but also we should support artists. I don't know, really brutal wording. Yeah, he can be an asshole, so sometimes he will sound like one. This guy knows me, huh? Yeah, there it is. True. And so, yeah, why should we support artists? Well, if you like what they're doing, you should try to support them. And if you don't support
Facts.
them, then that's fine, but you shouldn't expect them to keep doing what they're doing.
So if y'all want me to keep making videos, subscribe. Anyway, my bad. I had a
make
shameless
sense.
plug, bro. I had a shameless plug.
So this is also a post I watched or I read a little bit. I wanna
Whoa,
go over,
that's a paragraph.
almost about
Oh
halfway
my
down the
God.
piece. I encountered this issue. This is a response from a person who was, I guess, like a guy with Opera. I encountered this issue a lot whenever it came to outreach of Opera and getting a wider audiences to be curious about Opera. Most don't care. It's true. What he says is right. Most consumers do not care about artistry. They don't care about the deeper meaning for why something is made. Does it run? Does it play well? Is it fun? That's what matters the most.
Yeah.
So the discussion between AI and artists, frankly, isn't something that most people care about, not only because it doesn't affect them, but because they simply aren't aware. They don't know why a painting takes weeks. They do see an individual brushstrokes of the Monet or the carved. What they care about is the result. Is this bad? Does this matter? Maybe, maybe not. But artists in a different category. Artists are in a different category. Artists are in the work of expressions. And I also think that Monet was an impressionist, right? Like, he's the one that did the water lilies after, I think, World War I or II. And a lot of people, he was like one of the big guys, right, for that? Well, people criticized him too. People are shitting on him as well. He's a big guy. Yeah, he was. Like, you'd recognize a lot of his paintings. As I said, my mom was very into art. She educated me in a lot of these things myself. They copied them. Yes, they did. Towards the end of his life, he was actually blind. Almost blind. That's why he had to wear special glasses. And,
Really?
You know, he's still able to make a lot of the art that at least people see now. And
the
so,
heck?
yeah, there it is. Legendary artist from France. Yeah. He had like a, I think he had like a personal relationship with the prime minister at the time. And he offered to paint the lilies as a commemoration of the end of the World War. And so, yeah, no, I know what he's talking about. And, you know, even in his time, he had the same criticism on him. The same thing. And so, this inherently stems from lack of education or limited education in any sense. I actually don't think that's the case. I think that everybody knows that clothes are made from, like, a lot of the produce that we consume is produced by workers that are working in conditions that, if this was American workers that were American citizens, this would not be acceptable.
Yeah.
How many of you
that
guys
is
know
true.
that?
I know that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Everybody knows that. I mean, are people not buying produce because of that? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Let's talk about mining ore. Yeah, but mining ore is like, it's a newer one. I think that the produce is better.
They just choose not to.
Unless you're extremely poor, in my case, and you don't have rights to certain areas, fighting of money, you don't have anyone to represent you. Yeah, sure. Most of that, they just want to pretend. Yeah, exactly. Nike's terrible for child labor, still going to buy those kicks. Exactly.
Still gonna buy those kicks there.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Because money's everything, dude. That's all that matters to the
Our
big
precious
events. Well, it's
iPhones.
also not just money. If, for
Banana
example,
farming is true.
the
Banana farming is
produce
true.
that was made by Americans was worse and it tasted worse, people wouldn't buy it. They'd buy the ones that was made by third or second world slaves. Or workers that are getting paid $2 an hour. So, yeah, no, it's not just money. It's money and quality. Let's keep going here. But no, I don't think that it's education. Because I think that people know these things and they choose to ignore them because they want the thing that they like more.
Yes, that I do believe that.
I actually think it's that simple. Some people see a flower and they say, oh, a flower. Somebody else sees a flower and says, oh, wow, look, a bee is floating around it. It's giving light to the flower and a flower in it. Yeah, and other people say, oh, wow, look at that bee. Let's kill the bee. It's near the flower and it might sting me. Yeah, of course. I don't know if it stems from nature or nurture. Are people born more sensitive or with the desire to create? I mean, I think it, you know, that it's both. In the Studio Gilby movie, Spirited Away, no face represents many things. But to me,
I never watched Spirited Away yet. Is that actually like? I know it's like, I think it's supposed to be #1 in like Japanese revenue movie, or whatever. Is it actually good? If it is, I go watch it. I mean, I never watched it
he's
yet.
always represented consumption, more and more and more. Feed me, and that's the danger of being purely a consumer. One becomes an empty shell, one with purpose. I disagree with this. The danger of being purely a consumer. I think this guy brings up a great point, but I don't think that a person who lives a very stressful and difficult life is at danger of being a consumer. This is a person whose life has multiple many facets to it, and ethically consuming bananas is not one of them. That's just simply all there is to it. Good. All right. So what's this? So, conversations, dumb is pseudo intellectual debate. What do you not like about what's being said?
Uh-oh.
It's just about loving consumer culture and serving the economy. Nothing to do with expressionism or impressionism. No, it doesn't, but I think he was just using an example. Women need to be held more accountable. True. So I can't believe these hoes are they're just out on the internet, just walking free, man. Can you believe
It's
that?
a mess, bro.
What is this? Extreme from my phone. Yeah, there you go.
He's stinky. Oh my god.
Not Shaban and watch Shaban? Yeah, I'm just curious what this is. No matter what, debates like this can go on forever and ever. Neither side is right or wrong. Well, one side certainly does have the argument of this is what it sure seems like people are doing, though, don't they? That's all I'm trying to say. This sure seems like people sure seem to be doing this one thing a whole lot. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Okay, just realized actually making a suitable into
I got some Reese
argument
cups.
about people
Let's
that don't
go.
agree with the skewed view on consumerism and why people don't agree with them. One becomes an empty shell, one with purpose. I don't think that people's purpose is or is not about consumerism. People can have a purpose that is completely devoid of how they process or produce or consume any product. That would be the world we live in, what we're headed to, but it's always be artists. And I think, like, really this guy's point is really the first paragraph, right? Is he's saying that, like, you know, as much as we want people to care about opera, people don't care about opera, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Let's see the rest of these.
No, Opera GX. That's a different story. No, it's my I
And
don't say
so
about it
I'll
either.
read this one. Let's see, there's that. This is just the original post.
Oh, there you go, right there.
Okay, yeah. So this is a guy. He's worked on, I guess, Rust and some other games, and so we'll listen to what he has to say. I responded a couple of times to things that he said, and then after that, we'll go ahead and we'll look at some other random posts. All the games you love and play, like Warcraft, are handcrafted by insanely talented people that often go unnoticed, but the wider world. You spat on their talent, hard work, and assumed their irrelevance. Even though it's these artists who craft the world that you and your viewers get lost in, worlds that AI could not conjure up by itself. True. The thing is, what you said is somewhat ironic. The people buying the product often judge it based on how it looks. Opinions aren't irrelevant. Our opinion, experiences, and lives lives often influence the worlds you enjoy. That's right. That's very true. And so, and I responded back to this, and I said this, right? I said, you're absolutely right, but the value of those things exists because people like me say it does. The reason why World of Warcraft is massively successful is not because artists made it. It's because people bought it.
Yeah.
They would have never made the Burning Crusade if people didn't buy
Didn't
the
buy
game.
it. Yeah. Because they would have no
That's
money
the
to.
truth.
They would have closed down.
Is that the customer drives the production and the customer creates the value. The artist is there to put something out there, but it's up to the customer to decide whether it's worth buying or worth looking at or not. It's a buyer's market. What you just said is dumb as fuck. What about
Whoa.
it is dumb? What about it? How's it wrong?
Question
People buying
mark?
it has nothing to do with the artistry behind it. The artist's opinion of how hard they worked on it or what they believe is or is not art is not relevant to the end consumer. The end consumer cares about the function that art serves in relation to their life. I think a lot of the artists on Twitter get mad because they don't like the idea that their hard work isn't important to the people playing. Does it work? Is it fun? Yes, then they'll care, if not before. It does matter, but it matters because people like it. If people didn't like it, then it wouldn't matter. It's like a primal in Final Fantasy. The reason why the primals are powerful, or a devil in Chainsaw Man. The reason why the gun devil is so powerful is because all of the people are afraid of him. If nobody was afraid of him, he wouldn't exist.
You will be a week.
Speaking my language? Yeah, there you go. You probably should go back to what you said.
Huh?
What did I say? I just can't wait till people make AI to take jobs away from content creators. Then we'll never hear the end of how bad AI is for everyone.
Oh, they're definitely gonna make AI that's like
I'll
try to get
address
rid
this
of content
person
creators,
after
but
this. No, I'll deal with that after this. It's fine. AI will replace content creators too, thank God. Yeah, that's true. Less controversies, less problems,
AI controversies. Let's go.
less situations. True. Less spicy tweets.
Less spicy tweets. There it goes.
Mm-hmm. Song? No, I'll respond back to one comment, and then I'll move on to the next person. It's not going to it's not going anywhere. Okay. All right. I just can't wait to make people AI and take jobs away from content creators, so we'll never hear about how bad AI is for everyone. Are you familiar with the Vidal and Neurosama? Yeah, are you familiar with them? I'm just going to preface by saying that I understand that AI as a tool is useful and can be utilized by artists to create better art. But to equate art as value for just being a product is like the argument that people made a while ago about games as a product versus a service. I'm not sure I'm understanding what you mean by that, but I'll go ahead and I'll talk about this. So art fundamentally is subjectively valued. Why is it that the Mona Lisa is worth so much money? There's not really a way that you can discern how much money this painting is worth without looking at its subjective value. And that's the same with any painting or any type of art. That's the beauty of art, is that it serves no intrinsic purpose, but the subjective value that it has in the hearts and minds of people is substantial if it's good, right? If people like it. But what I'm saying is that just because you perceive a value in something doesn't mean that it has intrinsic value in a market. Like, for example, how many of you guys have things that have sentimental value, but nobody would buy them? Everybody does.
Yup.
You have pictures that you made whenever you were a kid or something like that. And you know, like some fucking thing that you had whenever you were growing up. And like this to you is worth a lot, but to anybody else, it's not worth anything. So I think that we all have, like, it's such a personal example that we all know that this is the case, is we all know that this is true. Sorry, I streamlined what was said. So basically there's a streamer called Vidal and Neurosama. Are you familiar with Vidal and Neurosama on Twitch? This person responded again in chat. Let me read it. That's the point I'm making, that it's priceless. It's about taking jobs away from people in the industry, though. If what you said about robots taking over the future is true, should artists just pack it in? No more jobs. Do people still get portraits done even though we have cameras? Do people still buy OnlyFans even though you can Google big boob?
Yes.
Do people still like handmade clothes even though you can get it printed from a fucking third world sweatshop?
Yes.
Yes. The market has changed, though. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh, that's okay. So basically, Neurosama is a completely AI-generated VTuber that was created by a guy named Vidal. And Neurosama has actually become so popular that it was the top female streamer, which is actually a guy, which is, guys, men, we just can't stop winning. And it was actually the most popular streamer for like a week or a month.
Get me up there with it, guys. Let's get more views.
Recently, beating out all of the other real girls or real fake girls that are VTubers. All of them were beaten.
Yeah, I ain't using no voice changer, bro. I ain't got time for that.
So I think that you have an example of that being the case.
It probably will give me a crap ton of more views, though. Maybe Flavor Foods prank or something.
So, like, what you're talking about is, like, if AI takes away a job from a content creator, what do you think that my position is on that? Come on, dude, let's be real. I'm just saying, like, it's pretty fucking defeating as a guy about to get a degree in art.
There you go.
That AI art is coming out and potentially taking away job offers that could be offered to me. Like, should I just switch careers? No. You should embrace it completely, and you should look at how to use it to augment your skills. You have the perfect
use it to make you better.
opportunity to use and leverage these skills with this new technology to get a better job than probably you could have gotten 10 years ago. I don't think that you should view it that way. I think that that's the defeatist mindset. Like, AI art is a tool. Figure out how to use the tool. Or do something different. I don't know. That's my perspective. So I mean, it's crazy. It's like hand wash clothes and piss off people are using washing machines. Yeah, it isn't complicated. Just adapt and overcome. Yeah, you have to. You have to adapt and you have to overcome. Like, you have to think about all the people that, you know, their job was shoveling coal into a furnace. All the people whose job was working on an assembly line. Their job was, let's think about some recent jobs that have been removed. Self-checkouts. Self-checkouts are huge.
Yeah.
Like, most places have like 30 fucking checkout lines and 3 of them are open.
Yes. That is so true.
And whenever I was a kid, 15 of them were open. Well, what happened to those 12 people? Well, one of them is working at the self-checkout area, and the other 11 aren't working at the store anymore.
Yep.
So there's definitely that. Candle makers. Yeah, candle makers and light bulbs. Well, I'm trying to think about examples that are contemporary that we all understand. Gas pump operators? Yeah, that's a decent one. Travel agents. That's a really great example. The taxi industry has totally changed with Uber.
That is true.
Film cameras, yeah. Telephone operators, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of these maps. Yeah, the people that make maps. That's a great fucking example. Yes, exactly. Not totally disagreeing with what you're saying. It's like, what the fuck do I do? And that's what it is. Proud to be a future homeless Lamau. Also, chat, yeah, I know art degree is goofy, but for real, like, yeah, I get to use it as tools and you have some art to be able to process even then. But dude, it's just defeating. It is. I understand that it sucks, right? Like, I don't think anybody's saying that it doesn't suck. Nobody's saying that you are wrong for not liking this. All I'm saying is that it's happening and it's real. And
you just gotta learn how to adapt to it.
So you either acknowledge it or you live in a fake reality. That's my point. And also, I don't shit on anybody with an art degree. I totally support people getting a philosophy degree or getting an art degree because the purpose for college is to further the human body of knowledge. And that should be possible by anything, possible to do with anything, like whether it's philosophy, STEM, or art. I think this is great. I'm a huge advocate for this. So no, I'm not going to shit on you for getting an art degree. Now, obviously, like, you know, I wouldn't be like, oh, your art degree. It's like, oh, let's hear about, like, you know, how AI works specifically, right? Unless you have, like, experience in it. But that's not what you're saying. It's just useless. I don't support it. Well, you don't need to support it, and it is useless, but because other people support it, then it's useful. Because the value comes from other people and not from the person who's making it. It's a symbiotic relationship. Anyway, yeah, I get this guy's point. I see what he's saying. Bro, I get it, man. He made one more comment in chat.
We got 31 minutes
AI
for
art
this.
can replace Boris Vogio's or Chris Foss's art style. What the fuck is the point of learning about principles of design, elements of art? Like, I don't know, man. It depends on how you use it. Like, I think that if you understand things like that, you can perfect tools to make those tools more precise and more appealing. You have to know a lot about art to prompt effectively. Yeah, I mean, sure. I think there's probably examples of that too. And so anyway, this guy responded again, and I'll go ahead and I'll read the rest of this, and I want to move on to some other ones. This doesn't negate the opinions of those who made it. This is like saying that OTK Network or your stream only has value because we, not you, enjoy it. You own OTK? Forget you, dude. Who cares what you think? People are just totally watching your streams for your gaming only, and not your opinion and viewpoint on certain matters. You and I both know that's nonsense. It may be a good game, but it's not impressive. He's talking about Pal World. And
It made me a good game, but it's not impressive. I mean, they made something Nintendo couldn't for. Let's be real now. Anyway,
I said you're right again.
sure, the game is
If no
alright.
one watched my
I ran into
stream,
a
it
few
would have
bugs.
no
I
value.
did run into a few
Who would
bugs.
sponsor a streamer who has no views? How much would ads make?
No.
And how could I get subscribers? Something's market value versus its personal value are two different things. That's true. And so this is the last point that he makes in the DM. Yeah, I'll probably have to respond to this DM. And perhaps it's difference in perspective here, what we value more. It sounds like you're a slave to your viewers and sponsors than my dude. Not a slave, but a servant.
Not
And
a
I don't
slave,
think
but a
that's a
servant.
bad thing. But I know you stream because you love it and value it for yourself, and you couldn't think of doing
Yeah, I
anything
serve you
else.
guys and girls all day, bro.
So I think you're missing my point. I make and share art because I value it. I make tutorials on how to make 3D art because I genuinely enjoy doing it. Even if I get minimal views, I don't care. Good. Then do it.
I develop Rust because
That's
I
fine.
generally enjoy the
I
art.
develop Rust because I genuinely enjoy the art I make for it, and developers I have around me are like family. The opinion on developing a game matters to me. For me, if no one watched your stream, it doesn't mean that it has no intrinsic value. I think that it does. And I actually think that the stream never had any intrinsic value. I think that the value for a stream was always subjective. And something having subjective value doesn't make it inferior or worse, but it does make it different and not the same as something that has intrinsic value. Unless you're framing it through the lens of money, then that's a shame. Yes, and I want to actually refer back to this and talk about this again. The reason why I said a lot of these things, I was talking about this in the context of going to market with a video game. I wasn't talking about art as a whole. I wasn't talking about how an individual perceives art. How could I possibly tell somebody what has value to them? That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm talking explicitly, and you'd know this if you saw more than a minute and a half of the clip, that I'm talking about why people buy or don't buy a game. I'm talking about how consumers value games, how consumers consume content, what values those people have. It doesn't really have a lot to do with how it was made. I'll be honest, the guy seems like a dick. To be honest, like, this might sound like, again, a an ego thing or everything, something like that, but I know that I'm right so much that it doesn't even bother me whenever people get mad. I view them as just
Dang,
people
I need
that
that,
are unwilling or unable to see the truth. I'm not mad at any of these comments. Obviously, I've talked about it for a long time. I clearly care about them, but this isn't something that's going to make me unhappy or compromise me emotionally, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I do wish more people agreed with me. I want people to agree with me. But I'm not going to change what I say, so I'm saying the same thing they will, and they agree with me. It ascended? Well, I mean, for now, right? I'm sure something will make me mad later on. And it doesn't sound like a dick to me. It sounds like he's passionate about what he is. Yeah, sure. Artists need to gatekeep non-artists from being able to use a tool that lets them create art to protect their own market value. Yeah, I remember whenever priests thought the same thing about the Bible. And that's why they didn't want people to learn how to read. The printing press really fucked that over for them. That was a bad time. Why do you want people to agree? Well, because I think that what I think is true, and I want people to live in reality. I think that's a good thing. I think that it's healthy for everybody. What you're wrong about is how you said the game made doesn't matter, but it does. It may not matter to you or a bunch of people, but it sure does to a lot of other people who are different. It doesn't matter in a functional sense in terms that it will create an effect on the video game.
Yeah.
So whenever you say it doesn't matter, whenever I say it doesn't matter, what I'm really saying is that it doesn't matter in the context of it's selling well or not selling well. Of course, it matters to you, but it doesn't matter in the sense of it selling well in the market. Does
And that
make
is true.
sense?
Because if it mattered in the market, it wouldn't be as popular as it got.
The artists don't really
Plus, it
respect
still would have had,
themselves.
was
I
it
think
at
they're
1 point
easily
something
replaceable,
concurrent viewers at
by
that time?
hard-to-guide AI art. I don't think they are. Well, most artists probably don't fundamentally
That's so many people
understand the
playing one game.
nuances
On 1
behind
point
AI
something
art.
million. God dang.
And so, I
don't
mean,
know how
and
PUBG
why
got the
would
most
they?
the
They're
record, though.
artists. They're not data scientists. They're not programmers. So they just see it and they're like, well, what the fuck do you? No, I don't. I just see the outcome.
Remember, guys, make sure to like, comment, and
And I think
subscribe.
also people are very afraid of uncertainty. If people knew they were going to be losing their jobs, I think they would actually be more at peace with it than the uncertainty of what it is right now.
For that one, I don't know. It
Consider
depends on
setting
who you
basic
are.
Foundation of the entire argument against AI outwork. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and I'll read your comment in a minute. But let me go ahead and move that over here. A bunch of sales can be driven because of a notable artist that worked in a certain product. I was definitely the case for me in a bunch of games that I said to buy. And why is
The
that
artist
artist
notable?
notable?
Yo, it goes right back to it.
And you will see that your reasoning will come back around to the fact that that artist creates value that resonates with people such as yourself. Because people like their work, exactly. The chicken and the egg? Yes, it's a symbiotic relationship. A big part of game sales like Doom Eternal, for example, were driven because of Mick Gordon, the composer that worked on it. And why did people buy it because of Mick Gordon?
Because he gave value. And that's really true. What the heck? Gave because of
Why
composer.
did that happen? Marty O'Donnell is another one. Made the
I never
Halo
played
music
Doom.
for many years. It's consumer value. Yes. Because they love his work. So you're saying that people buy it because they perceive value? Is that what you're saying? No, no, no. I don't really understand what you mean with perceived value. Okay. The perceived value is that people think that his art is good. And the reason why people think that his art is good is why his art is selling. That's
Yup.
why.
That is true.
Is that this is a decision that's made by the customer. His art's worth it. Yes, exactly. And I would argue that if there was an AI tool that is equivalent in creating music or creating some form of gameplay that people viewed on the same level as Mick Gordon, people would buy the game for that reason as well. And I can use a soft example for that with Unreal 5. I feel like people hear that a game is made in Unreal 5 and they're like, oh my god, it's going to be so good. And I think that people's behavior from that is an example for what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Urban
Use hard
5 is
examples. I think
insane.
that's the best example I can do. I'd have to think about more of it. Procedural generation was like that buzzword for a while. Not really. Even if people didn't buy it, his music would still be good. If a tree falls in the forest, did it make a sound? To you. And there's also a lot of people that, like, I guarantee you, if you go, if you go to a church, you go to a fucking Christian revival, and you start playing Mick Gordon's Doom soundtrack, bro, you're gonna have some holy water thrown on you. Yeah, like you're about to get
Probably
an
that,
exorcism.
yes.
What are you doing? George R.R. Martin helped the story in Elden Ring, a good example of perceived value. Exactly.
George R. R. Martin really did. Oh, no, whoa,
And so
I didn't
let's
know
go
that.
back. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at one more.
I'd never do that.
Okay, this person was timed out. Totally misunderstanding the basic foundation of the entire argument against AI outwork and the moral objection to it. It is not simply a tool like a pencil, pen, or camera. There's one gigantic difference. Okay, what is it? Imagine you want to be a sculptor. So you go to a successful sculptor's house and you make molds of all their sculptures without their permission. Then you use those molds to make minor modifications to them and then create new art pieces. This is literally what AI software is. Well, isn't this what people would do?
Yeah.
They would see sculptures and then they would make theirs like the ones that they saw. I feel like that's what people do. A warehouse full of molds of other people's work created without their permission. I don't think that somebody has full permission on how something is consumed once they release it to the public. Once you release your expression into the public, a part of that ownership is no longer yours. You no longer have full autonomy and control of how people will respond to that. And I'll give you an example. Today, with me, everybody's mad at me because I expressed myself in a certain way, and then those people are talking about it. That's what happens whenever you express and you put something out into the public. AI art does not store other people's work, stable diffusion. It can't even contain everyone's data in pure form. Sure. Then you use those molds to make minor modifications. Okay, if a company trains a model from scratch with no base layer like stable diffusion and they have consent from the contributors, there would not be an uproar. This is why people are mad. The artists are being molded and copied without consent or compensation. Okay, I don't find it to be a moral difference whenever an AI tool does it than whenever a person copies it or traces it. I don't view that to be a tremendous moral difference. Can you explain to me why you think that it is? Is that simply a tool? It's a mold of somebody else's work? Well, I think that, no, but you did literally say that it is simply a tool by using an example of the way that would be used as a tool. So, of course that's the case. Copying and duplicating a style and literally having a mold of that sculpture. Well, it's... But like, let's talk about this like functionally though, right? So let's say you're talking, like sculptures, this is going to be very... I think your sculpture argument is like, there's a lot more like complication to it. Like we could get into that, but can we just do pictures instead? People are looking at a picture of the picture that they're taking inspiration from. They're looking at the picture and then they're creating their art. Right?
Yeah, but that's what humans do.
They're using it as...
That is, they using it as a interpretation or a reference or whatever. But
It's a reference.
well, see,
The picture is the picture, yes.
and they probably didn't get permission from that artist to be like, hey, you can use my picture as a
So
reference.
I don't
They just
see
use
a
it.
big moral difference. I don't. There's almost no difference. The morality isn't the issue. I think that is the issue, though. Did you see somebody lied about Power World copying renders from Pokemon? No, I didn't see that. I'm going to look at that in a bit. We're wrapping this up, by the way. I know a lot of people, like, this has been a big drama thing today, and so I kind of wanted to cover it and go through everything. I guess I can't really argue that. Well, fuck, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is nobody thinking this?
There's people that think it.
I don't know. I mean, like, damn. I took 2 hours of the stream. Yeah, sure. Help me explain why AI art generation is not the same as using. I could explain why AI art generation is not the same as using algorithmic tools. No, it's that is it morally different than somebody like using somebody else's style through inspiration. Then it plays it's both picture and a sculpture. The guy's saying a mold. Well, yeah, no, but like a mold is. There is more complication because it's a 3D thing and you're going to see it in 3D and, you know, it's not really the same thing. You can touch it. Like, that's why I didn't want to use that. And so, yeah, no, I think that I understand. I think I do really understand it. And if I don't, then, you know, why? But, yeah, anyway, so, yeah, I guess I can kind of wrap this up and talk about it. I think that we've looked at pretty much all of these posts here. Yeah, we have. And so anyway, I'll go back and I think this encapsulates the Power World discourse. Don't ask questions and consume product, then get excited for next product. This is what people are criticizing because they're saying that I am advocating for this behavior. I am not advocating for this behavior. I am acknowledging that it is the norm.
Yeah, I mean, that's how, like, most people in the game industry, that's how they do it. They're like, oh, new thing come out, consume. All right, where's the next one? GTA 5 came out.
This is the norm,
what GTA 6?
And you will never change that.
I really can't wait for GTA 6, bro. Oh my gosh.
Care about why a game is the way that it is. This is not people's fight. They don't care about that. These are average people with extremely complex lives who have a finite amount of energy to devote to different things. And
yeah, most people just want to go to sleep after they get off of work.
To getting mad about a fucking video game being stealing pictures, right? Because, like, I think that we can all agree that caring about kids working in cobalt mines or lithium mines is like a million times worse than somebody stealing a picture. Like,
yep,
like
that's true.
Worse. But nobody cares about the lithium mines, and so I'm not going to hear about the pictures. That's the way I feel about it. So, yes, of course, people who has time to ask questions about every product that they consume? Where does he think that shirt was made?
Yeah.
I'm sure all of these things were made ethically as well, right? Come on, what is this? Like, why are we living in this world of these people that think that because they have a lot of free time to fixate on things on the internet, that normal people that have average lives are somehow inferior because they do something else with their time instead of that? It's such a ridiculous thing and so patronizing and obnoxious.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be honest, right? The normal life for a normal person, obviously, y'all know. I know because I live it. Basically, you get up, you go to work. You may like your job, you may not like your job. It depends what type of job you have and if you like it or not. You do that for about 8 to 9 hours, maybe even more nowadays. Then you go home, you pop in the game for about 1 to 2 hours. Eat what you can eat, and then you go to sleep and you do it all the next day. And that's been like, during that time, most people is not gonna be like, oh yeah, was this game made good? Was it made with, like, no, they be like, all right, I'm plopping this game in, it looks fun, I'm gonna play this for about 1-2 hours and head my butt right to sleep afterwards, and then I'm gonna wake up and do the same thing all over again the next day. But that's just how most people in the regular life works. That is such a scary life, by the way.
So, yeah, that's what I think. And so, there it is.
I'm drinking tea.
Yeah. You're a shitty person if you feel this way. There also, and this will be the last thing I'll talk about, then I'll kind of wrap everything up. You are a shitty person if you feel this way. No, you're not. You are not a shitty person if you don't want to thoroughly investigate and draw the line, the moral line, at the exact same place that some random other idiot thinks that you should draw it at. Like, I'm sorry.
This is exactly how I imagined entitled consumers would view the AI stuff, because to them it's all about if they get their fun little art fix. No thanks for the many people behind the media they depend on. We are a means to an end. You are if you feel this way. Okay. So this is how I imagine entitled consumers would view the AI. First of all, most consumers are not entitled. They just want a game that's good, or like, because it's all just about what, a game or whatever. They just want one that's good that they can play, have fun, and then like not have to worry about anything else, because they probably worry about more other stuff throughout their day that's pertaining to them, right? But you can't do like a more high ground against them, because they don't want to view everything in the light that you view. And my camera died, so that's why I just showing anything right there. But like, you just can't be like, yeah, since I think this way, everyone should think this way. That's not how the world works. The world works in a way of, if you think that way, you think that way. Everybody else probably think a different way. Some people probably think your way, and some people probably think a completely to the left corner, up, down, left, right, other way. And you can't expect everyone to just look into something because, oh, it's AI. Like, most people that consume movies, they don't think, oh, how was this movie made? Was it made with like good things in mind? Is all the actors okay? No, they like, this is a good movie. I like it, and I'm gonna give them my money. And then that's it. Streaming platforms, it was, they got some shows that I want to watch. I'm gonna give them my money. I mean, I don't care that I'm paying for 90% of shows that I'm not gonna watch whatsoever. Dang, I really wish we had a streaming platform that just had all shows. Like, why don't Cartoon Network have a streaming platform? That blows my mind. Anyway,
But I just really,
I really wish they had a streaming platform. I can whip my Ed and Eddie back.
I don't see these people having any moral authority.
Wait, do Hulu have Ed and Eddie?
They
I'm gonna
don't.
check this out.
You live in reality. Yeah, exactly. What they mean is you're a shitty person to me. Yeah, no, that's totally fine, and they can have an opinion all they want. But oh yeah, no. I know that there's a lot of people who are upset about this, and the only real argument against AI in terms of ethics, currency, energy structure is not for par what's coming with wave of AI. Oh, energy? Yeah, I don't know about that. People forget that morals are entirely subjective. Sure. It's a bit disingenuous to overrepresent how much of a choice people have in their day-to-day lives. Like, you don't support slavery, I guess you can't use a mobile phone or live in this society. I completely disagree with this point of view.
You guys support what?
So I know that
mobile
people
phones
use
are
this,
so fire, bro.
but I do completely disagree with this. And the reason why I disagree with this is because these are people who cannot even uphold these standards for their own level of, for their own entertainment. And I'm going to give you an example. Read this person's thing. Black multimedia artist, voice actor, he, they, and this is clearly a person who cares about LGBT issues and Black Lives Matter and all that. What do you think that their opinion on Elon Musk is? I bet they think he's a terrible fucking person.
They use Twitter though.
Elon Musk is transphobic. A lot of people think he's an asshole.
They do.
So
I don't, to be honest, I don't really hear much things from Elon Musk.
Building
So I
the
don't really know.
brand and
I'll really look
continuing to
into
make
what
billions of
he
dollars
does
for a
or
person
any
who
conversations.
I think that they would assume is actively at
To
war
be honest, the only thing I ever heard from
against
is
certain
people on Twitter. I was like,
identities
what the
that
heck?
they either,
Mad?
you know, sympathize with or are part of. So whenever this person can't even stop their own entertainment, and you know, like, you can't even avoid using a social media platform, no, I'm not going to respect your opinion on telling me what video games to play. No. No, I'm not. Like, no, that's insane. Like, absolutely not. No way. There's always a choice. Number one, there is. But number two, there is with this. Make a valid point. Yes. And so, and that's the thing is, so yes, the whole argument's pointless. Well, this is just what my opinion is. AI art will ruin games like microtransactions. Well, I think that some games will, but
Probably.
not every game has microtransactions. So much hypocrisy. Environmentalists who wear Patagonia jackets or buy EVs with batteries made in China. Yes, and this is really the truth, right? And so I understand what you're saying. You're saying that somebody needs a cell phone in order to exist in society. My argument would be that if there were cell phones that were made completely ethically and they cost twice as much money, nobody would buy them. I don't think that this person would save up their money and buy the ethically sourced cell phone. I think that they would buy the cheap one, just like they always have, because they don't want to spend the extra money. Because it's always very easy to criticize and, shit on people for doing something because they want to. But whenever you are held to the same standard, somehow it's always different. No, it's not. It's really not. These are people whose lives do not revolve around the ethics of AI. In the same way, this person's life doesn't revolve around the ethics of Elon Musk. We all pick and choose our battles. We don't care about these things. Many people don't. And there are all things that we participate in that we're hypocritical about. And the problem isn't that people are being hypocritical. It's that people want other people to carry their flag whenever they won't do it themselves. They won't even carry their own flag. They want you to pick up their flag and run with it whenever they won't even do it themselves. And I'm not talking about moving out and being like the Unabomber and living outside of electricity. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just not consuming entertainment content that you find to be harmful. Like, how much do you want to bet that this person probably thinks Amazon is bad? And how much do you want to bet that this person probably has Amazon Prime? I'm sick of this. This is outrageous. No, this is crazy. Like, I'm not talking about, somebody, not being able to, oh, well, you think the U.S. is bad, go move somewhere else. I'm not talking about moving countries. I'm talking about the way that you consume entertainment. That's it. The way you consume entertainment, these people cannot even regulate the way that they consume entertainment, but they expect you to, and they're going to tell you that you're a bad person whenever you don't. They can't. You're building a straw man out of that guy. You're right. You're right. I could be totally wrong. He could love Elon Musk, and he could think Amazon is the greatest country of all time. You're absolutely right. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Wayne's asylum's bat for these people. Well, I don't think these people. That's not an asylum person, but it's just a person. It's the best country. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's worth more.
Terminally online people not understanding how reality works and how money and companies work. Speedrun edition. And it was implied that they said artists don't matter. What matters is being able to. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
But company. Yeah. And so anyway, a lot of people are upset about what I said about this tweet. And so I talked about this for 2 hours, something like that. I think that we've pretty much done this enough. I want to reiterate my original point, and then we're going to move on. I am completely right. And the reality is that I will prove myself right every single day, forever. And these people will keep coping and, having their little support groups on Twitter because reality is mean. I didn't make it this way. They didn't make it this way. It is this way. It's not my fault. I'm not telling you that it's good. In some ways it is, in other ways it's not. Getting mad at me for saying something that's obviously true is provably true, and it will continue to provably be true. This isn't going to do anything. If you want to get mad at me, go ahead. That's fine. That's fine. But don't shoot the messenger. That's what my opinion is. There's an argument AI art. There's an argument to AI art that you can't refute as to why it shouldn't be in games. No, this is gonna be something fucking. Nah, this is gonna be simple. I know this is gonna be something really fucking stupid. I guarantee you, this is gonna be something so fucking stupid. What is this?
Let's see.
Spammer? Yeah, he was even doing it yesterday. Oh, no, he wasn't. It was just from the next day. Come on.
One, two. This was at 12 in the morning? What the heck? I actually want to see this dude.
This will be good.
SR Garner 1. What does that even mean? Bro, I swear people names. Bro.
If the idea is the idea that AI is the only thing making games in the future as it happens more, nobody said that. Nobody assumed that. There's less training of data for it to iterate off of and the quality of diminishing returns. Nobody ever said that. You're basing it off of something.
I do not think AI is going to completely take over making games in the future. Like, who knows? I could be wrong.
Nobody ever
but
said.
I don't think that'd be. That's no way.
You really waited 2 hours for that. Anyway, so can't refute. Yeah, I can't refute. Well,
It would be
I mean,
funny if, like, I mean, I'm
don't know
pretty
what's
sure there's gonna be
happen.
some
AI
games
can
out there
turn
that's
on
gonna have
I'm not
AI.
Sure how that works. But anyway, yeah.
Straight AI,
I want
but-
to say that obviously
Oh,
there have been 22
hurt.
million people that have seen this in the last 24 hours.
God dang.
Yeah, something like that.
Farming some
Maybe
views.
a little bit longer than that. And they're all very mad. And I want to say that I'm not sorry. I'm completely right. And after everybody has their emotional outburst about it, the following conversations will not be debating about how bad of a person I am. It will be in debating the truth of what I said. Because it is inevitable, it is provable, and it's observable. And no amount of angry tweets or crying or coping is ever going to change that. I'm not in the business of talking about how the world should be. And if I am, there are a lot of other things that should change. Which, number one, is kids shouldn't be on social media, which would have reduced about half of these posts in the first place. That being said, I just want to know what's going to happen. I like being able to predict the future as best I can. And that's why I try to live in reality. And I would suggest many of the other Twitter users to begin to do the same thing.
They're not going to.
The
Let's be real.
values,
It's Twitter.
the things that are important, the things that people hold, that think hold weight on Twitter mean nothing. These values don't mean anything to anybody outside of a perpetually and terminally online group of mostly freaks.
Mostly
I mean, let's be
freaks.
honest. There's a lot of furries here, okay?
That's tough.
That's how many
That's
people-
tough.
Yep, there it is.
Anyway.
I'll read some more comments and then we're gonna move on. Personal attacks from people don't have an anti-argument. Oh yeah, and also by the way, there's a lot of people that were making fun of my room, the fact that I had a dead rat for an alarm clock, the fact that I wiped blood on the walls, the fact that most of my teeth have fallen out, and I would just like to remind you that that person has a better grip on reality than you do.
That's tough. Wait, what? Yeah, most of his teeth fall out?
I don't know what that says. You can make fun of me all they want. Okay. It's whatever. If I didn't want people to know that or make fun of me for it, I wouldn't have said it. Michaela hates you. Why? Let's take you over here today. Stop listening to streamers, not just him, all of them. Stop giving information for them. She just thinks streamers are stupid. Like, I don't know what she thinks. Who cares?
Best take you're ever here today. Stop listening to streamers, not just him, all of them. Stop getting information from them. Stop listening to their takes. Stop listening to people who play games all day. Your life would be less stressful. But she's commenting on something dealing with a video game, not like whatever.
Why would I give a fuck?
She says it,
Like,
but as I said, she probably watches
Really,
Twitch.
like, I mean, why would I care? She hates everyone? Yeah, no, I mean, like, and I'm not trying to shit on her, right? I mean, I just don't care what she thinks. And it's not even, there's no substance to it.
That's the
Like, if she had
To
an
be honest,
argument
that's the
and
first
she
time
was
I ever
trying to
seen
make a
somebody actually
point,
spill
then,
Michaela
I'll
like
read
that.
it or whatever, but I don't care.
Yeah, that's not even the point. That's absurd to say. Stop doing things that make people have fun.
She hates white people?
Hey.
I don't know if she hates white people or not.
She might really just hate everyone.
Bro, she's dating a white person. She's half white. I don't. Guys,
Yeah, like what, bro?
I don't. I don't have any emotional energy to invest into giving a fuck about this. I'm sorry. I don't care what her opinion on this is. It's irrelevant to me. Oh, she's so stupid? I don't know if she's stupid or not. I don't need to... It doesn't... I don't think you understand. Whenever I say I don't care, that doesn't mean, like, I want to, like, sneak diss her to make her sound stupid. No, I literally just don't care. I should stand to go touch grass. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she should just say go touch grass.
I'm just caring about every random dumbass's opinion on the internet. True. I'm just joking, bro. It's the same, just weird. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, oh, they're going to look like shit, and then everyone will change their tune, in my opinion. Well, again, the ego of these artists, holy. The guy claiming artists are the ones that designed your headphones, not engineers. No, artists absolutely did design my headphones, and I like a lot of people's art. But the reason why those artists are empowered is because of the fact that people like their art. And that's why, the reason why that artist, you know, that made these headphones is getting paid is because Sennheiser was like, hey, this guy really knows what he's doing. We're going to pay him for this. It's because other people made the decision. Comment says tweets are funny. Yeah. It matters about how good your art is until somebody else likes it. Yeah. Guarantee you that the engineers are the reason they have jobs, though. I don't want to argue about that. Doesn't matter to me.
Someone said guarantee.
The latest debate of traditionalism versus modernism. AI will continue to be used as long as it continues to improve and ease our quality of life.
Yeah, I believe that.
You still wearing your watch? People be mad? Yeah, that's just how it is. And, yeah. And so, anyway, what you're saying is AI art can't replace good artists, it just replaces mediocre ones? No, I think AI art will be able to replace good artists as well. But I think that what decides what a good artist is the public. And if people don't want to buy it, then it's not good in the eyes of the public and in the market. I can't make a subjective judgment for you on a personal level. I'm talking about the market. And so anyway, that's that. There's been, and of course there's people on Twitter, 400 comments on Twitter. People purposely not engaging with what he actually said and instead making up a straw man. They said artists don't matter. Well, to be fair, like they saw a clip without any context. So like the person that made the clip intentionally created it and cut it in a way that removed the context.
Yeah, Bob.
So I'm not mad at them for that because it's just that's, and I'm not mad at even the person that cut the clip that way, because like I've used bad clips of people before too. That's just what happens. Like I try not to do it intentionally. I mean, fuck, right? But like I'm not really that mad. That's just how it is. I don't know. People on Twitter only argue in good faith. Yeah. 100% right. If you're in the business of selling something, no one cares what you have to say. The consumer opinion is all that matters. True.
Customer's always right.
True.
That's probably where that phrase comes from, huh?
I've been a musician my whole life and know all kinds of artists. Maybe no surprise, but as a whole, a lot of them perceive their art as having a lot more value than it actually does. This is just like WoW players, man. WoW players, like...
I'm going to give my honest
I
opinion
feel
on
like
this
a lot of them,
at the
like,
end
they
as
think they're a
well.
lot better than they are. That's just... I've noticed this for many years. My opinion, not really at all. If there's something that has been said, it's the consumer who dictates the value. If consumers don't like it, even the artist that it's the best thing in the world doesn't sell, nobody likes it, and it has no value. It definitely has value, just not market value. Yes, and that's what we were talking about. And I feel like Asmon's purpose is only stating a cold hard truth without taking any nuances, without talking about the nuances. Well, I mean, if I wasn't talking about the nuances, this wouldn't have been 2 hours, right? But I do, and I try to, again, like, I do want to say that a lot of times I'm not really a big fan of, you know, I don't want to deal with people that constantly want to argue with me all the time. But I do actually try to genuinely put on a an attempt to listen to other people's perspectives and points of view. And like that is something I generally try to do. Now, is it something that I always do? No, I do not always do this, but it is something that I generally try to do.
Okay. All right. So, what do I think about this, right? At the end of the day, let's be real. First of all, obviously, I don't think that's going to actually cancel him in the first place. Second thing is, I mean, at the end of the day, like,
Difference.
he was talking about it like a market value, and it's true. I mean, the customer decides what the value is of things and what's the value not is of things. That's how it works. And I think Power Wars is a good game. I'm about to go play that game, to be honest. I think it's a good game. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you like this reaction, and / comment in the video what you think, if he was right, if he was wrong, if this was worth him being quote unquote canceled or not. My opinion, I don't think it was worth it. I mean, he was just like, first of all, it was a bad clip, but like, I mean, bad clips are just bad clips, right? But main things about it is like, I mean, it's what he said. Really, was that really wrong? Tell me in the comment section if you think it was really wrong or not. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. And I'm about to go play Power World. So we gotta catch them all. See you later, guys. Peace. Bye. Ah!
Oh, so suddenly you're poison the air I breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones, I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking, so get yourself to safety. 'Cause baby, a storm is coming.